other end, only they're not reasonable.
Well, there's something broken about believing things that you have a warrant to believe versus believing things that you don't have a warrant to believe.
Yeah.
Or a reason to believe, I should say. Well, there's something broken about pillboxes, believing things that you have a warrant to believe, believing things that you have a warrant to believe versus divorce offenders.
Unholy Trinity. Or something, sorry.
Tommy blocked me.
Ooh.
Yay!
I do not believe I've been blocked by anyone yet.
Does this mean the strange affair is over with that, or we can hope?
Always a strange affair.
I have decided that Tommy gets he's now shifty. He likes to shift that burden so much and shift the goalpost so much.
Yeah.
He's shifty.
Sometimes, maybe it's just me, but sometimes I really, really wonder, are they just being trolls when they say some of the stuff they do?
Oh, yes.
Tommy admits at times he does.
Pillbox and Tommy have both admitted that they like riling people up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The point
It's
is,
pretty
don't
obvious.
lose your cool when talking to them.
Mhm.
Yeah, I lost my cool talking to Pillbox.
Yeah. Well,
All right, I'll get my pictures of the Soviet space shuttle ready for next time. All it takes is 5 minutes of googling, and you'll know that I'm just jerking your leg around. But if he doesn't bother to do it, I can convince him the Russians were doing this in the 50s.
oh.
Yeah.
Because the Soviets were really known for covering up things in their space program that didn't work. Like, for instance, every space launch they ever did, the cosmonaut always went up and came back. The ones who didn't come back, they just didn't
Those
bother.
didn't really happen.
Yeah, they didn't.
Yeah, we don't have footage of that launch. No, there was no launch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well,
it.
well, well, and then there's
Said footage ends up on the internet 20 years later.
Yeah, pretty much.
and then there's the thing that what you hear about it, it's so widespread, like on YouTube or like Ken Ham and stuff like that. But it's kind of like the same stuff, and I'm like, surely they cannot believe, their bullshit,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
or they don't believe it, but they're pushing it on to other people that are believing it, or something.
And a lot of it goes on the my team thing. They're on my team, so I've got to support them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Of course, and I was the one that was talking about believing in the chariots of the gods a while earlier. Oh well.
I actually got sucked into Zechariah Sitchin for a while.
I never
When I was
heard
in
of
my
that.
when I was 21, 22. He's a guy that kind of in the same vein as Daniken, Von Daniken, but he does a better job explaining his pseudo crap.
So he's just crap then. He's not pseudo crap.
Well, yeah, pseudoscience crap. I mean, I forgot a word in there.
Well, Von Daniken is pseudo crap, right? This is just crap.
Yeah.
But it's explained better.
I mean, Von Daniken's made such a living off of bullshit.
Oh,
Sitchin at least created an amusing and interesting narrative. I used the narrative he created as a RPG world setting one time.
I've never heard of either of these people before.
Zechariah Sitchin.
He's
Look
the
up
guy-
Zechariah Sitchin on Wiki, and he goes over his whole. He's got like 12 books or so that he goes over the ancient prehistory of the world. Turns out humans were genetically engineered from primates. The story of Eden and all that is us trying to get back with the guys who made us.
And Eric Von Daniken was big in the chariots of the gods. Aliens came down and helped us out, and he's showing all these pictures of supposedly advanced instruments or something, or carvings of astronauts.
Is in the 1960s and 70s. What that guy on the Discovery Channel is today, I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens guy. Von Daniken's the original version of that.
Yeah.
Yep.
The guy with the crazy hair.
Yeah.
He's actually Von Daniken's on that same show.
Yeah, but Von Daniken's the original version of that.
Alien.
Yeah.
Yeah, aliens. I'm not saying it's aliens, but
And Jesus, what is his name? The Black Hebrew Israelite. He likes to push that. He likes to push it.
Yeah, that guy I think is certifiably insane.
Oh, he's definitely got some screws loose.
I've only been in a hangout with him once. It was really late at night, and Char was in there, and she posted a link and said, like, you got to come in here. You got to come in here. This is awesome.
I've been in two
Her
with him,
definition
and
of
every
awesome is
time
interesting sometimes, we'll
we
just say
had
that.
an actual interesting conversation going, and he jumps in and immediately goes into his Black Hebrew, ancient alien, whatever.
The thing is I think that he has like scriptural evidence to back up his claims that God only is saving the people of Israel and their descendants, but the question is, who are those descendants? And his
They're black. They're all black.
yeah, that's the issue. That's the issue with that.
Well, it is the big book of multiple choice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The noisy cat.
Is it raining in your side of town, Shadow?
It's not food time yet.
Yeah, it should be now.
It just started here.
Yep, it should be starting up any moment now. I'm actually doing a slightly different test tonight. I'm not even sure if it's going to actually record on Google or not this time. We will
So
find out.
Van, I tried tanking with a Druid
Okay.
Torn. It's fun. I enjoy it, but
I have
just
not
need to.
played a Druid tank yet. Talking WoW here.
Yeah, I just need to learn the dungeons better. You know how to
Yeah.
take the right path and stuff. You know. But
Don't
it
be
was
shy of telling people you're new to tanking in a dungeon.
fun.
Don't be shy to tell people that you're new to tanking in a dungeon. Most
Oh,
people
no,
are dicks.
no,
They'll
yeah.
work with you.
Yeah, I tell them. I say, look, I've been in here before, but I just don't know the route yet. Or whatever. So
So how does WoW respawn its stuff?
How so? Are you talking like in Outworld or in dungeons or what? Because dungeons they don't respawn.
Okay, so in a multiplayer WoW world, somebody clears out a dungeon, it's clear.
Oh no,
it's a separate
it's
instance.
an instant.
Yes.
So when you go in, it's your dungeon.
Mhm.
When you kill it all off, you're done.
Yeah,
Oh,
they don't
Another
respawn.
group, they get their own.
Okay, gotcha. Cool.
So you don't interfere with each other. Now
Cool.
there was an earlier MMO called Asheron's Call, and the way their dungeons worked were basically you went in, and if someone had gone through, the monsters would just over time repopulate
Mm-hmm.
and reset. So you could have a group go through, clear it out. You come in and there's actually nothing there yet because it hasn't repopulated.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
have a cakewalk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how EverQuest was.
Yeah.
Huh.
Until later. Later on, EverQuest actually added instance dungeons.
Well, WoW, with the way WoW's doing it, it's almost as if they're like the old modules for D&D.
Yeah, you get your own table.
Kind of similar, yeah.
Cool.
Well,
That makes
There's definitely you can see the genetic ancestry to that stuff. That's for sure.
Well, it'd be the electronic version, you know,
Yeah.
like Lord of the Rings, the movie.
But in the rest of WoW, that's kind of like the public area or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
You could go through, kill.
It's a
like,
time-based
kill stuff.
respawn.
Yeah. Yeah, you go through, kill something, and you're deep in a cavern somewhere, and you're working your way back out. And all of a sudden, wait a minute, didn't I kill these guys? And they're popping back, you know, and you're in a fight your way out.
Yeah.
And
It's a
some of them,
shared portion of the world.
yeah. Some of them respawn real fast, and then some of them it's like you sit there and wait, you know.
That's
Most
the
creatures
dynamic
are on a
now.
standard respawn, but then they have some rares that are on weird respawns.
Yeah. That must be an incredible headache to balance out. On game development, I mean.
Well, on
Yeah, I
game
can
development side, I've never been involved in any betas with WoW. I've done betas with other games.
Yeah.
But with WoW especially, they go 6 months in advance on betas. So they try to get most of this stuff worked out before it goes. They don't, of course. But they actually put some effort into getting the kinks worked out.
And it's not like they have any shortage of beta testing volunteers.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Well, Minecraft has shown how easy it is to get beta testers.
Well, that's one of the cool. See, I don't play Minecraft, but I got a lot of friends who do, and I can understand the appeal to it. A complete open sandbox.
Yeah, well,
Minecraft, the way they do it, they open source their beta testing. Like, the snapshots are publicly available after at a certain point.
Yeah.
There we go.
I like the hair color, Jackie.
Yeah, they're actually going to be soon into another snapshot cycle, but yeah, no, it's I describe Minecraft like Lego on steroids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, only when you can't step on your Minecraft Lego.
Oh, thankfully.
Oh man. You want to talk
You can be
about
stepped on by the
caltrops?
dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Old school pen and paper role player D4.
Oh yeah.
No, that's not as bad as Lego.
Man, I had some laser cut D4s that would pierce skin easily.
Oh, that's because they were laser cut, like they weren't
yeah.
molded plastic ones.
The molded plastic ones were pretty bad too.
Oh, yeah.
Man, those laser cut ones, it was like caltrops.
Yep.
Let's see. I mean, it's not.
But Legos are like the source of all evil when it comes to such things.
Yeah.
I could make
Well,
it.
because a single Lego brick will lurk in the carpet for like days.
Oh yeah.
Waiting for you.
Oh yeah,
Especially when you're
it's a trap,
jumping.
man. It's a trap. I'm telling you. It's
But
a
as
trap.
far as your D&D dice, if you've dropped those on the floor, you take some time to look for them because you need them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And the
No
less you
matter
don't,
what,
the
you'll
better, the
find
sharper
some
they
in 2
are.
weeks.
The one dice you'll never lose, D30. Or
Hey, I
D100.
had one of those.
Because you never use it for anything.
Not only
I
that,
use-
but the thing's
No,
like
it
a
should be used
fucking
only
Super
for
Bowl, man.
hand combat.
Hey, I actually made charts for the D30 for random events.
I had the old Dragon magazine that had D30 charts for everything.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person who would
Trying to
want to use something like that just because it exists.
Well, I mean, this is why they had. This is why they made things like
Somebody made
D3s.
the die.
This is why they made things like 3-sided dice and 2-sided dice and all kinds of stupid things.
Yeah.
Now, smart people
Yeah,
call 2-sided
2-sided
dice
dice.
quarters.
That's called a coin.
Yeah, smart people, but other people bought 2-sided dice. Go figure.
You know what? I at one point had a collection of dice going. I might have bought a 2-sided die just to say I had a 2-sided die.
Yeah, that'd be something I'd do.
I did buy a 100-sided.
They will spend their money on anything.
Instead of just using 2D10, I actually bought a 100-sider at one point.
2D10. Oh my, you're not old school and use the D6 and a D10
No, this was kind of the thing.
Well, for a
for everything.
No, fuck that. No.
I started off with AD&D. Went to 2nd edition, then expanded out. At that point, I picked up the FASA games, BattleTech, MechWarrior,
Okay.
Shadowrun. Played Shadowrun for quite a bit.
Cool.
Deadlands, Doomtown, Champions. Never played any of the White Wolf games, strangely enough.
You didn't miss much.
I mean, I actually would read quite a bit about them. I enjoyed the world building that they'd put into it.
Yeah, but beyond that, they were shit.
I was talking the other night about another game I played. I never played, but I bought the world books for Aberrant.
Yeah.
Their White Wolf superhero RPG.
Actually, the concept behind the game Amber was actually really good. But
Diceless role playing.
try to figure out how the fuck to play the goddamn thing, though.
The funnest part of that one was actually the bidding process. I played that.
I had
Amber,
a hard time
Diceless
figuring out
role-playing.
how the fuck to run it.
It's unusual. First up, you got to have players that are capable of playing with it. But the idea behind it was you bid to be the best at something, and so they had rankings: the best at warfare, the best at sneakiness, the best at
That and you're not just
whatever.
running one character. You're running, your mage plus however many fighters you have. Right? If I remember.
For Amber, I thought you were just playing one character.
Well, the thing is, the mages were incredibly weak in it. You were supposed to have basically a couple of fighters to stand in front of you to protect you.
For Amber,
I think so, wasn't it, Amber?
Amber was the Roger Zelazny Amber Chronicles.
Yeah, I remember it was completely diceless, and
Yeah.
I remember it was
It
miserable.
was
And
based
reading
off
through
of
it,
the
it was,
Roger Zelazny series.
but it was talking about the mages basically needing fighters to protect them at all times. In the rule book, at least. Then again, I got really
I don't
confused with it and
recall
kind of gave up.
I don't recall that. I mean, because everyone was basically a mage of some degree or other. In the game.
Y'all said, by the way, I know both of y'all said hello. That was to the chat.
Oh, hey. I just now saw that. Hey, King.
Yeah, we have Base and we have King both in there. And whoever else just joined us. Hell, I'm missing a lot of things.
When we played the Champions, or not the Champions, the Amber game, it was based on, remember the Roger Zelazny Amber series?
Not really.
9 Princes in Amber, the Guns of Avalon.
No. I'm totally unfamiliar with it. They sound like cheesy, crappy-ass titles that I'd never read.
Wow, the sarcasm was thick there.
No.
Yeah.
The Guns of Avalon? What?
Yeah, I read I think it was the Gods
You know, they
of
had the
Lightning.
cannons buried up in the cliffside. You had to climb up and go take them out so they couldn't shoot the ships. They're heathen.
Actually, no.
No, that might have made sense.
The idea behind the world is kind of interesting. It's basically a multiverse series, where at one polar end of the multiverse is chaos, and at the opposite polar end of the universe is Amber, which is basically order. Courts of Chaos and Amber. And
So they call Chaos and Law Amber? Order Amber? If they're going to call one Chaos, why don't they just call the other Order? Or better yet, call Chaos something more interesting?
They called it the Courts of Chaos.
Not much more interesting.
Well, when you consider in series, it worked pretty good. Every possible conceivable world exists in between those two poles, including our own world, which ends up becoming a bit of a interesting player. They kind of have a little bit of a metafiction going in it, and this was written in the 70s up through until Zelazny died in the early 90s. If you get a chance, check it out. They've got the Big Book of Amber available at booksellers and online for your e-readers. It's good stuff. Really good stuff. I'm a big fan of Zelazny, Roger Zelazny, anyway.
1 second here.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it was the Gods of Light and Darkness, where it's based on the Egyptian pantheon.
Yes.
I really liked it. And they had the guy that was called the Preacher, and he did that little prayer thing. I don't remember how it went, but it was cool.
He had his little River World type series or book. He contributed to the Wild Card series.
There's a lot of stuff I hadn't read.
A Night in the Lonesome October.
Mm.
Good stuff.
I've got Enemy Unknown and Enemy Within. Not UFO. I'm sitting here paying more attention to the chat than what's going on in here. Sorry about that.
I played XCOM way back in the day, in the early 90s.
Yeah, so did I.
Original XCOM.
When they decided that they were going to redo it, I really, on some levels, respect the publishers, because they decided, we're going to make a FPS version, and people were like, no, fuck you, man. And then they said, okay, fine. Well, they still ended up releasing the FPS, which is kind of meh. But they did make a more classic style based upon the original, and with the exception that there wasn't shit for your base being attacked. They did a pretty good job.
The original XCOM was a real-time strategy. No, FPS, first-person shooter. I'm sorry.
It wasn't an FPS. It was RTS.
It was an RTS. I'm sorry. I got my acronyms mixed up.
No, it was an RTS. It was real-time strategy, the original one, and they ended up taking it and making a real-time strategy out of it. And people bitched about them not having any base attacks when they did the Enemy Within, I guess, which is this expansion for it. Or if you have it on PlayStation or something like that, then it's the sequel to it, which introduces things like mechs and this kind of shit. In that one, they did have a base attack, and even though it was only one scripted event of the base attack, it was pretty fucking heinous.
You know, I'm actually all in favor of them putting out an FPS, a first-person shooter, for just about any game.
Well, the FPS for XCOM was kind of shit. The thing is,
I wish they put Command and Conquer.
I'd rather more RTS games. I mean, there's not many of them out there.
Well, my whole
Everything's
thing
fucking
is
FPS now.
there's always room for side goals.
Now, granted, I also have a secondary bias because of my hand right now. I can't. There's a lot of games I can't really play right now.
But there's always room for, you know, if it's an expansive enough universe, there's room for stuff like that.
Oh, there's
Like
room
the
for it.
Command and Conquer one
But
wasn't a
everything.
great first-person shooter, but it was okay. It was worthwhile.
But wouldn't it be interesting to have an actual Command and Conquer? You know, well, actually, let's go with things like Black Ops and this and that. Can you imagine one of those that was RTS? That'd be kind of fun.
That would be the first Black Ops.
Yeah. But you know, some of these actual war games, if you had them so that you could sit there and actually control your troops and give them directions like they didn't like the XCOM kind of games, I'd enjoy that. I'm not a big fan of the first-person shooters because so much of that, so little of that is actual strategy and figuring things out and this kind of stuff, and the majority of it is really just how much time you spent sitting there learning to quick shoot with a sniper rifle.
Well,
Hey,
and there are games that do both.
You really want to piss people off with first-person shooters? There's a few of them out there. Some friends of mine have played them, and they actually go in and use real squad tactics.
Yeah.
Then everybody says they're cheating.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. We got a guy coming to visit us on Monday who's actually was in Iraq, and his whole squad would sit around and play, you know, Black Ops.
Yeah.
In the tent, on the Wi-Fi, and people would be pissed off at him. It's like that commercial I saw. Did the same thing.
Yeah. Now, at the same point, a lot of times you'll get these people, you know, they've actually been out there, they've been in real war, they've been special ops or whatever, and they go into the game, and then get their ass kicked by a bunch of 14-year-olds that have no fucking lives. That the only thing these kids do is sit around and play these fucking games day in and day out.
Yeah.
Well, they're considering them professional athletes.
Well,
in a
yeah,
certain
they're
way.
just training. Skynet finally takes over, and we need people who are skilled in that.
Yeah. Actually, I'm rooting for Skynet.
Man, I remember when the very first Terminator first-person shooter came out. It was the first game I ever played that actually had true 360 by 360 field of view. You could actually look up and down and jump.
Wait, what? Wasn't the first Terminator a side scroller?
Well, the first-person shooter Terminator.
Oh,
game.
okay. Yeah. Yes.
This was in 90. I want to say like 96.
Actually, I think you're wrong. I think the side scroller was actual RoboCop versus Terminator or something like that.
Ooh, could be.
It was one of these
I
weird
remember
mashup games, I think.
reading the comic.
Oh, the Dark Horse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had a bunch of those things, but the Aliens and Terminator.
Frank Miller wrote it.
The Alien Dark Horse was supposed to kick ass. I never got to read it.
They had done a lot of Alien series. The original Alien versus Predator series, really good.
So I was
They've done a
told.
lot of them.
Yeah. Apparently, initially with the movies, they were planning on making Newt the main character, but Sigourney Weaver got kind of pissed off in the works and fucked some shit up, and then they went a different direction with it.
I actually thought it was the other way around.
I don't
They,
remember. I don't recall.
The way I understood it was she was kind of upset that they killed Hicks and Newt.
I
Fine,
don't remember.
As long as you
It's
kill
been a
my
long
character in
time.
this movie.
Yeah, it's been a long
Come on
time,
now.
and there's some things jumbled in my head right now, so I'm not positive on it. Much of anything that comes out of my mouth.
Well, there was a thing that Alien 3 was wasn't real anyway. It was a dream or something.
Yeah. Well, the funny part is it was
done
actually
by
written by Joss Whedon.
Well, didn't the producer on it only have? Didn't he? What was that? Hadn't he only worked on like a Pepsi commercial previously or something?
I don't know. I know Joss Whedon wrote it, but his original script was so screwed up that he got a story by credit instead of a written by credit.
Oh, wow.
By the way, if you want to take a peek at my screen here at the first DOS
No, I don't.
1990 Terminator.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. That's the first Terminator movie.
Wow, that brings back memories, and none of them good.
Yeah, I agree. I'm stopping it.
I was such a holdout against Windows. I remember going with buttons for DOS instead of going with Windows.
Oh, no shit. I
was
couldn't
a
stand it.
holdout.
And then they came out with, 95, I guess it was, and
Yeah.
we were stuck with the fucking thing.
Well, and I
And-
actually held out for until almost until
And
98.
I was going to say, and my prediction was true. Prior to that, prior to 95, granted, you paid like 10 times more for the fucking hardware, but the people that use computers had to spend time researching freaking computers, learning
Yeah.
how to use them, this kind of crap. So it was kind of an elitist little club. And once they came out with them, it's like every schmuck will be coming out with them, and you'll have people that are looking at their mouse and talking to it. And we pretty much got that.
Exactly. Bring back an old term and another online lamer.
I don't know. I had a flash of the Voyage Home Star Trek where Scotty's trying to
Yeah.
talk to the
Hello, computer.
Oh, it looks like
That
the
was
room was a lot louder than
mouse, and
me.
he picks the mouse up and starts talking to it.
There we go. It looked like the room was a lot louder than me, so I just turned everyone else down on the stream. There we go. Hopefully that'll help. I have to go by the
Hey.
volume bars. I'm never sure.
I just see King 9 mention Pong. I played on a
I
Pong
have.
machine.
We had a Pong game.
Oh, cool.
Oh, Pong was epic, man. When that thing first came out, it's like, woo, yay!
Huge motherfucker.
Yep. And it was really shitty on so many different levels.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they basically figured out that you could sit there and play the game forever if you had two good players. So they put the dead spot that the paddle couldn't go in.
Yeah.
The I had a cousin who had the what was it, the Magnavox game system where you had the cellophane that you put on the TV screen.
Yep.
You had to have a certain size TV screen, and
Well, of course, half the time you didn't have a good TV to put it on anyway.
that was actually a little bit before my time. I'm really more of a 2600 guy.
There was recently a remake of Gradius, I think it was. It was actually really fun.
Gradius is one of those that keeps coming back.
Yeah. I wish Asteroids would. I kind of liked it.
They did a sequel to it in the 90s, Blasteroids.
Oh, that was a piece of shit, though, if I recall.
Added power ups. It was a decent little coin op.
Was
Added
it?
power ups to it. Had levels.
Oh, that one! I remembered. Never mind. I was thinking... Yeah, okay, never mind. I remember what I'm thinking of. They tried to do a rebuild of it in the late 90s for PC that was shit. I'm not talking the coin op.
Did anybody
Yeah, or-
play a coin op game? It had a black hole or a gravity well in the center. Space
Yes.
warp, I think, and you had to avoid it while another ship.
Yeah, I
I'm
remembered. I
surprised.
couldn't tell you what the name of it was, but I do
Yeah.
kind of remember it.
I'm surprised that one didn't translate into the home game systems, because that was better than Asteroids, in my opinion.
I don't recall that one.
Of course, my all-time favorite was Gauntlet, and I'm glad that they've decided to rebuild it. Unfortunately, up from what I've read, it only has like 12 fucking levels.
I had the
Ooh.
Gauntlet for the NES with the broken levels that you couldn't pass.
Oh, they
Like
did
you
it-
get to like level 97 and you can't go any further. It's broken.
Might
Couldn't actually
Magic
complete the
4
level.
was like that.
Zine,
Might Magic 4.
Zine, Dark Side of Zine, Light Side of Zine, and World of Zine.
Possibly.
Pickle
I
it.
remember my Magic games.
Yeah, I know this one had a bug in it where you couldn't solve it, you couldn't finish the damn thing.
Okay,
Hey, Cliff.
okay, hang on. Hey, Cliff, how's it going? By the way, Headless, this is the time at which you should make that nice train set joke.
Oh no, you muted.
So, did I miss something?
Might and Magic 9 was one of those games. I don't know if anyone here ever played Might and Magic 9. Oh,
No.
that's loud.
What was that?
There's a
Don't know.
like a weather siren or something. Been going off all day. I stepped outside to smoke a cigarette. But Might and Magic 9, they were, working along, making the game, and producers came in and said, "All right, how's it going?" "Well, it's going pretty good. So we get about 6 more months, and we'll go to an alpha test." "Good. You get 2 weeks to ship the game."
What?
And they're like, "What?" And so they shipped the game in 2 weeks. All sorts of bugs in it. They released one patch, and then 3DO closed down the division, New World Computing Division.
Well,
One of the most broken games I've personally ever played.
Trouble when
Just me.
non-experts think they can run the experts because of money.
well, I have to add in a special comment just for the sake of Base and King 9. Valkyrie needs food badly. Valkyrie is about to die.
Is about to die.
Valkyrie shot the food.
Warrior is about to die. Yep, I remember that one. The 4-player coin-op.
Oh, yeah. It was funny when they were sitting there talking, oh, yes, and we're going to be doing Gauntlet. I'm like, you better have the voice right.
Hmm. It's
Looking
important.
way past all these youngins over here. They're like, what games are you talking about?
They recently came back out with it, so they can find out that it exists. But I'll tell you, for coin ops, if I were a shop owner, that's the one I would have wanted, was Gauntlet. Because that son of a bitch ate quarters like nothing else at the time.
Yep.
Then 5 years later, it was Street Fighter 2, and then 2 years later, it was Mortal Kombat 1.
Yep.
As I put, and about the same time, about 2 years, right about the same time as a Gauntlet, it was Super Mario Brothers for me. The original Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, but the way you went through food and how quickly your basic health, which was your need for food, ticked down in that thing was just like, feed me, feed me.
It was definitely a quarter pounder.
Oh yeah, the thing was like Audrey 2, I swear, feed me, Seymour.
Yeah.
I used to play Gauntlet myself on the Commodore 64.
Oh wow, Sinistar.
Sinistar, ooh yeah, I remember that one. Sinistar lives.
Yeah.
Anybody play Spy Hunter?
Yep.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Kill it. Yeah. Hard too.
I had a
You
pretty
look at the
cool
games
thing
now, the
happen.
games now are so easy comparatively. Go ahead, Cliff.
I had a cool thing happen last year. After watching Alex Bottom do some Let's Play with Spectrum emulators, I did one on my own channel playing a game called Paradroid. And I really loved that game, so it's like, oh, I'll give it a try. And I died once fairly quickly, and then I went, sort of got used to it, and it's like, right, now I'm going to try playing it properly. And I got all the way through. I couldn't believe I did it in the second go. It's probably been at like 10 years since I've had to go on it. But the thing that's funny about it is that within 24 hours, I had a message under the video from the original publisher from 1985 saying, nice video.
Oh, sweet.
Very cool.
How do you change the topic? There we go. Okay. Meaning to what we're actually discussing.
So apparently Chris Mowdy rage quit everyone's everything today.
That might be a good thing. That might be a
couple
good
days
thing.
ago, he decided to retire.
Yeah, he made a post in his Meeting of the Minds group on Facebook and deactivated his YouTube and G Plus accounts.
Really? No, he deactivated shit.
Yeah, his channel's like all his stuff on his channel's private, including my interview with him, which I really wish I had a copy of.
Oh. You can probably on Alex Button posted a message from him with his email address. You can probably send him an email.
No, I have him on Facebook. I could probably get him.
So why did he
on
do
Skype
that?
and I got his
Or do you
phone
not
number.
Basically,
what I
he
understood is Burnout.
Yeah, Burnout, and basically he was on Talking Shit Tuesday this past week and said, yep, I was naive. I thought people on here actually had integrity, and yeah, fuck that shit.
Dude, you're on the internet. You want integrity?
Well, his thing was he thought he could build bridges, and he thought he was naive trying to build those bridges because he was expecting.
He was.
Yeah. No, I think it was still a worthwhile endeavor.
Yeah.
He sure gave him a good shot, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
And
I
he's
think
got
it was a
great
worthwhile endeavor.
style.
I think he actually improved my
Yeah.
my approach.
Well,
Good conversations.
the meeting of the minds, the style that he did, to me, a lot of reflections of Tom Snyder.
Well, what
Oh,
I
I
mean,
think
I know that.
the thing I liked about that is that they're hearing some of the theists talk to each other, so to speak, behind the scene. You know, publicly behind the scene, in their own hangouts. Watch out for him. He's kind of a scary one because you know he's reasonable.
Well, he was
Calm.
unfailingly polite
Yes.
until you got pushed beyond the limits, like Nephilim 3 pushed him.
Oh, well, that's Neffy.
For that matter, so did Matt Slick.
Hmm.
That's slick.
Yeah, Slick's a dick.
Man,
A
Slicker
bag
makes a
of
pump go ballistic.
I
Seriously.
punch you. You insult my mother, I'll punch you in the face. Slick would insult his mother. I'd pay real money to see that.
Are you okay, Jackie?
Yeah, I'm tired.
Oh, I thought you were going through puppy detox.
I had to leave one
No.
hangout. I had to leave one hangout because of the mental case.
Wow, she is tired. Holy crap.
Actually, Jackie, look on my screen.
Yeah, I was just playing with Minecraft puppies
They're not
a
this.
couple hours ago.
Not the same, is it? Oh,
I like getting wolves on Minecraft.
Oh,
puppy. Oh, puppy just went all over the ledge, and now he's down there.
It's a block puppy. No, the puppy's still here. The puppy's still here.
Okay.
And he's going to find it.
He can't hear you today. Have to be on headset.
You stupid blighter. There you go.
Well, I just had the most ridiculous conversation.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
It's on Wolf Channel going on right now, but I just couldn't cope with it. It's my
Who was
Who
on
else was
there?
in
Who was our lucky winner this time?
It's oh gosh, I've forgotten his name already.
Ellie?
No, he believes the world is concave.
Oh, that guy.
Oh,
the
God.
inner
There's a-
Earth guy.
There's a few of those.
Mm.
Yeah, and he's got
Which
he
one?
knows it because of
It doesn't matter.
revelation. And I said, well, what mechanism did this revelation take? And
That's
he
it.
just wouldn't explain it at all. You know, I said, okay, you know, was it a voice in your head?
The
No.
people in my TV were talking to me.
Yeah,
Yes,
were you
something?
high?
Something had to convince him, or something.
Yeah. You know, were you high? And in the end, the best that he could come up with was, oh, sort of
A
like
bunch of ums.
no.
For the poor.
Oh,
what
on
was
the
that?
range.
What was the best you could come up with?
It was just this.
Did he pull out the I don't know how he did it, but I know he did it thing?
No, I'm sorry. I'm blanking on the word.
And I don't know is on third.
Oh, crikey.
Third base.
I don't know. No, I don't know.
Nice
third
to
base.
meet you, I don't know.
I remember he's on third.
I was trying to find out from Roy Montero one time what convinced him of the young Earth. Of course, the conversation went crazy after I asked that question. I shouldn't have asked it.
Yeah, because he goes into the big. I don't know how he told me, but I know he told me.
Yeah, I mean, I was just curious. It was just a little matter of, just information on my part. What convinced him of a young Earth? Sometimes I wonder this. What convinces people, if they really do believe this, what convinced them? Was it something in science or a revelation or something out of the Bible or what? Just what convinced him? That was all I wanted to know.
I don't think anything does convince
He's
him. I
a
think
difficult
it's
one to talk to.
I don't think it's that anything convinces them. I think it's just this is what the book says. I don't think there's convincing involved there. I think it's just I randomly accept this stupid shit on paper.
Yeah.
Hogwarts certainly exists because there is indeed a platform at the station, you know. You can't go
Well-
through the wall, but that's because we're all muggles.
Yeah. I had my first live interaction with Pillbox earlier. I got strange looks from my wife while I was having it.
Imagine.
Ooh, you left that part out.
Did you have to turn his volume down?
I was on headsets, but she could definitely hear me. I went outside to smoke a cigarette, and she gives me an eyeball when I come back in.
Did you have quite a few cigarettes during that?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's really hard to deal with people like that sober.
It's hard to deal with them drunk.
I had a nice conversation with Pillbox. It lasted for about an hour and a half.
At least when I'm drunk, my brain isn't hurting from listening
That's stupid.
to it. Yeah.
I had a good conversation with him one time about his turtles. You know, I was just curious about the turtles, and we got talking about them. He said, "Well, they laid a bunch of eggs, and I got a bunch of hand grenades." And you're talking about the baby turtles are like hand grenades. Yeah. That was a pretty good conversation, as long as we stayed away from certain subjects.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I mean, I think Pillbox is okay as long as you stay off the evolution and
I
conspiracy.
don't know. He started calling me a pedophile supporter immediately.
Now,
I'm a
see,
pedophile.
Lovely.
someone's going to take him seriously on that. His ass going to be in trouble. Because he
Yeah, I
just
agree.
throws it out there like it don't mean anything. Someone could really take offense at it because, you know, and pull him up on that.
Yeah, it wasn't a very friendly conversation once he started tossing that out.
Mhm.
And that's why I
When
don't
he starts-
even give these people the time of day.
I shouldn't have.
When they add me to their circles, I block them and unblock them to eject myself from their circles. That's how I handle them.
Oh
How
hell!
can you tell
just
who?
block.
You know, I don't even know who all circles I'm in. I had a good look.
I don't know.
I'll be right back.
I'm not sure why anyone would add Dan to a circle.
Ooh.
So as a person that's obviously has them in a circle. Incidentally, for those that are watching, the link should be in the description. I think I actually put the correct one in this time. If you do want to join in the discussion, this hangout can support up to 15 people.
Wow.
There we go.
Oh, he's a puppy.
Apparently,
He
there
just
are also
wants
puppies.
Puppies are important.
attention. Yes.
Yes, and he wants to go out, and I don't want to go
Kevin.
with him.
Mm,
I wasn't talking to
puppies
you.
are
It's just-
important. So are kitty cats.
Very much so.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I almost forgot this is a shuffle. Huh? Penis. Okay, we're good.
Why do you keep thinking about penis, Jackie?
No, it's just every shuffle has to have some mention
No,
of
it doesn't.
penis. Yeah.
Well, you got to switch things up every once in a while.
Yeah.
Pussy.
I'm not. I'll look to that.
Pussy, what? Prudent came in?
Oh.
Oh.
Prudent made a fuck. Did anyone see Prudent's Rickroll video? It's like,
Yes.
how fucking low is this guy gonna go?
Yeah, I know. I hadn't seen a Rick Roll in a long time. But that was,
Gotcha though. Dad,
He,
got us all.
he got some rage. He got some rage.
Yes, rage from me. You
The
got
most
rage from
important video
I
I've
gave
ever
a little bit
made.
myself. I gave a little bit myself, but only in a joking sense. Obviously, I wasn't being serious.
Oh, same here.
Yeah. Now that was a good one, actually.
See, I
wouldn't
don't mind the
expect
Rickroll. I don't mind the Rickroll as much as I do when he films things vertically and not horizontally.
Now that shit is unfucking forgivable.
Exactly.
That's John Fernstein. level.
Joshua Feuerstein.
I'm sorry, I don't know who we were talking about. Joshua Cumstain, did you say? I wasn't listening.
Yeah, yes, exactly that.
Okay.
Joshua Thief. Guy who likes to solicit donations for a $20,000 camera and then keep making
Buys
videos on his
jewelry?
phone after he reaches it and buys jewelry.
No, I think I might have had the right name after all then.
You know,
Yeah.
I just have to thank the wonderful people in the atheist community, all parts of it, for giving publicity to a bunch of losers who no one would have ever heard of if it wasn't for the atheist blogosphere and YouTube.
Wait, who are you talking about?
People like him, Joshua.
Oh, I was going to say, I can't think of anyone in the community that couldn't be referring to.
Exactly. Or that, like, dinosaurs don't exist lady who I still think was a Poe that got a whole bunch of publicity.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Arnold Ross still wasn't sure. He started thinking she was a Poe by the halfway through that interview he had with her. He's thinking to himself, "This lady can't be legit."
Well,
Who we-
Hemet Mata just interviewed her.
Who?
Who are we talking about?
Hemet
The
Mata?
friendly atheist blogger.
There's a lady who is dinosaurs don't exist.
Christians against dinosaurs woman.
Yeah.
Well, she writes for a conspiracy right-wing online magazine, if memory serves.
Could have something to do with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't understand why, like, we have to, every time some dumb fundy on the internet opens their mouth or puts out a stupid press release or something, we have to give them all these free publicity. Like, why
Well,
does it matter?
one thing I will say is, we all need our chew toys.
Exactly.
Wait, what?
Chew toys.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I say cat
That's
and
what
mouse.
King and Tommy are to me.
Well, as a seemingly random announcement, I just want to throw out there, while I have a brief moment, that I will be participating in the Mayhem and Madness charity event this year.
Oh, cool.
It's going to be this Sunday the 17th from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. Central Time. Or at least that's what it's looking like currently. The schedule is bound to shift, but we will see. And I will be tapping everyone on the shoulder to see who the fuck wants to come in at that point. So.
What is it? Which Sunday? Tomorrow?
The 17th.
Oh, the 17th. Okay.
A week from tomorrow.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, I should know what that is. What is it?
That is that big yearly HIV fundraiser that we do.
Dev Shell runs it.
Dev Shell's the one behind it.
Got you.
Very cool.
They always have a lot of big names, and I'm thrilled to be invited because I've been there trying to do my bit to support them every year. For those of you that remember last year when I did the all women's hangout, we actually had that. We were advertising that the entire way through because it was kind of last minute that I found out it was going to be going on. So we made a point of trying to do our part to help out, even though we had our own thing scheduled at the time.
Yeah, talk about science working and saving lives. Oh.
Well, in addition to simply trying to help out with fighting AIDS and this and that,
yeah,
that's a big deal, and trying to get the funds raised to try and help with that effort's great. But what I think is interesting is that HIV has actually, in some ways, actually been almost a positive thing in that it exists, because there's a new cancer treatment that's out that has actually repurposed the HIV, denatured it, and is using that to fight cancer, which is pretty kick-ass.
Yeah.
But now that we've gotten what we need out of, now that we've gotten what we need out of the shit, kill it.
Yeah, exactly.
And some people ask why a good God would let people suffer.
Oh, fuck off. Still not quite working.
Nope, almost.
Must focus on raising finger for headless. I will cheat. No.
The best biology found in nature rebuttal, I think, has got to be the parasite that drills into the kid's eyes.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. Because it just brings memories of, the bee and the parasite that lays its young in that.
Yeah, just waiting for it.
Oh, wasp lays eggs in the caterpillars.
That's it. Sorry,
I like
thank
the,
you.
what is it, bacteria, something like that, that actually basically gets on the ant and takes control of its mind. That one's fucking trippy.
Yeah.
Makes it climb up
It's a
and get eaten by
fungus.
sheep or
Yeah,
cows
fungus,
or something.
Fungus. Fungus among us.
Yes, the closest thing we have to a zombie plague. It only affects ants right now.
Damn it.
Let's just keep it there.
Well, no, if we can do fundies.
No, it'll spread. Because you just said fundies, you didn't qualify what kind of fundy.
That's true, and they tend to breed like rabbits, don't they?
So any kind of fundamentalist, anything you're fundamental on, then you're a fundamentalist.
Well, actually, hang on a second, though, because something else just crossed my mind. I think we might technically have another plague out there that's similar to the zombie plague.
Called Fox News.
Fox News.
Yeah, that could certainly qualify. Yeah. But I was going to go with oh crap! I just blanked on the damn website. The bane of all existence. What's the name of the site? Tumblr. Thank you.
Tumblr.
Oh.
Tumblr might be the cause of the next zombie plague.
Yep. Everybody walks
because
into a lamppost.
they'll all
at
have
the same
warnings on
time.
there about trigger words and stuff. And
Hey, all I can say is Tumblr's a good source for porn.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know. I think the whole social justice warrior thing isn't so much the zombie plague. It's more like invasion of the body snatchers of them all going around going.
yeah.
I remember that movie scared the crap out of me when I saw it as a kid. That was awesome.
I like the book actually.
There was a book?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the book was pretty good.
The book was actually written. Did y'all ever see the Robert Heinlein's Puppet Masters?
Yes,
The
I
book
did.
was written actually 3 years before the movie came out, before the book that it was based on, or the story that was based on came out. And everyone thinks it was it was ripping off Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but I think it was just more of a matter of zeitgeist.
Well, I mean, this is the thing: is whenever you're working on something, Britain or what have you. For example, my book, I spent, roughly 10 years working on it before it was essentially done. I've just gone through one final edit now before releasing it. It's supposed to be going out next month, but we've had a setback with the editing called, the editor getting sick. But in any case, a lot of the tropes and things that I put in there are things that at the time weren't even really much part of the cultural dialogue. And now they're just so passé because, 10 years have passed. So, I mean, you never really know what influences there are and what have you, but I don't know. I mean, part of it is waiting for the market to be able to accept something you're working on, because back when I initially tried publishing it just, about 9 years ago, something like that, I was basically told to pound sand because the idea of having a fantasy story in a sci-fi setting was something that, oh, no, that's not, standard of the genre, you can't do that, was kind of the attitude.
We don't do that.
And now we do that, so it's okay.
I thought that's what Star Wars was.
Basically, yeah.
It's a space
Science
opera.
fantasy.
It's a space opera.
No, that was considered space opera.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I considered I actually got into a long argument with a friend of mine about that, about Star Wars being more
fantasy than sci-fi.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I
why
like quite a bit. Don't misunderstand me.
Yeah. But isn't that why he changed it in #1 to midichlorians?
Oh, what a load of shit that was.
Oh,
That
I
was not a
know.
good
But
idea.
true.
No,
but
no. What happens is over time, people start asking all the stupid questions, and then someone starts writing about it, answering the questions.
Yeah.
Well,
The truth being,
Marvel
you
Comics
don't
used to have a
have
thing, a
to worry.
concept called a no prize.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't need to explain how something works to make it work.
Exactly.
And I have heard a no prize to explain the midichlorians.
What's a no prize? I'm unfamiliar with the term.
Well, okay, the no prize is if there is a massive plot hole.
I think it was
found
from
in a
Marvel
comic.
Comics.
Yeah, it's Marvel Comics. Stan Lee came up with it.
Yeah.
And if there's a massive plot hole, one of their fans would write in and they would explain what really happened there, or explain away the plot hole. So they want a no prize for it.
Yeah.
There's no real prize to it. It's just a no prize. And
I've heard a few no prizes explaining the midichlorians. The midichlorians aren't actually what's responsible for them generating the force. They're just attracted to it. People who are strong with it.
Okay, that would be a better answer than saying a parasite or a bacteria gives you the ability to warp the universe.
They're just attracted to it.
Well, I mean, they're kind of like a babel fish.
Well, the kicker is, long before midichlorians and long before any of this other crap, when I was working on my role-playing game and this and that, and I was I wanted there to be magic in the world and this and that, and I had to figure out how that would work. I came up with a mineral, and the more mineral you have in your blood, and the more your blood's able to absorb, which varies on a personal basis, the more you can warp reality. And I'm sitting there, then midichlorians came in, and I'm like, oh, no. No.
Yeah.
The
whole idea behind
midichlorian
midichlorians was a bad idea.
The midichlorian thing.
And that's another page that Heathens ripped out the book and put on the pile along with that wedding scene he wrote.
Van, is that your Garrison?
No, I'm in Ashran.
Okay. Oh, okay. Almost like Garrison.
So, Heavy, what are all these not toys you're surrounded by?
Power Ranger Megazords.
Oh, so they are toys then?
Yes, Super Sentai. Yeah, most of them. And for Cliff, Choo Choo Train Megazord in bright colors. I know.
Cliff's like, nah, I'd paint it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got pretty much the whole set of that season.
Cool.
Okay.
Heavy, do you remember Microbots or Micro Machines? They were little glowy guys, and there was a cartoon about them, and they had a track and figurines and all that stuff.
Oh, and there was a comic book too. Micronauts, yeah.
Micronauts.
No. Micronauts was different.
Micronauts
was
no, you're right.
separate.
Well,
Micronauts was actually a good comic book, but it was based on a different toy line.
Now, there were Micro Machines, which were little models. They had like a bunch of like Star Wars figures and Star Trek ships.
Yeah.
It was cars.
It started off with
Yeah.
cars. Expanding
Cars
out.
and planes, then spaceships and Star Trek and Star Wars.
And Star Wars and all that.
What you can think of. Yeah. I mean, there's even Batman.
Some of the stuff had some great detail on them, as small as they were.
Mm. I mean, there were GoBots,
Yeah.
which were just rivals of Transformers, which is
They actually, and
They weren't even rivals.
they came out before Transformers, and then Transformers came out better.
Well, you see, that's the thing. A lot of people don't realise that Transformers came out in the 1970s.
I knew that.
The Optimus Prime, Shockwave, Soundwave, Megatron, and Ratchet, and
They were originally
Trailbreaker. They were Takara models out of the 70s. They just weren't called Transformers.
yeah. The whole storyline for the Transformers was done by Marvel Studios, Marvel Animation, whatever it was at the time.
Well, the cartoons were done by them. It was something for the cartoons, a Japanese animation company, and Hasbro.
It's like you come out with toys, then they come up with stories that go with the toys.
Well, the thing you have to bear in mind
Something like that.
that Transformers followed He-Man. And the idea of He-Man is that you could buy the figures and you could watch the cartoons and replicate the cartoons with your figures.
Yes, because we don't want any originality from our children.
Well, same deal with G.I. Joe.
Okay, all right. The best example of crappy toys in the 80s, I believe, were the Visionaries. Because here's an action figure that carries a pole with a hologram on top. Didn't sell too well, so let's make a cartoon of a guy carrying a stick with a hologram on top.
Hmm.
Oh, look.
They
Sales
also
went
went
up.
up as well.
Yeah, that does sound familiar.
I remember those guys.
As well.
There was a bunch of really crappy 80s cartoons which all had toy lines to them.
Yeah, there was a long stretch there where the dark age of animation, late 70s to well, basically throughout the 80s, where most cartoons were
commercials,
30-minute long commercials.
Yeah. Now, Mighty Orbots was pretty good. But they didn't have toys, unfortunately.
Yeah, there were some rare exceptions where the 30-minute commercials were actually pretty good. For example, they had some up-and-coming writers on He-Man that would write some actually decent storylines on occasion.
Yeah.
J. Michael Straczynski, that was one of his first professional jobs, was writing for He-Man.
Really?
The same guy behind Babylon 5.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Damn.
I think I could have gone my whole life without knowing that, actually.
Well, he also was on The Real Ghostbusters.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah, The Real Ghostbusters, and he was one of the story editors on that. So if you ever find an episode of that and find out it's pretty good, look at the story credits.
Cool.
You'll be surprised. Remember Captain Power?
Oh,
The
hell
Soldiers
yeah.
of the Future?
Oh, shit.
Oh, okay, Captain Power. I thought you were about to say Captain Planet. I was like, oh shit. No.
Oh, no.
Captain Power,
and the
live,
Soldiers?
live action, it was...
The live-action arcade game you played on TV.
Oh
when
my,
you watched.
yes. It had the same old guy as the evil guy. He was also in, not Tekken, it was Gene Roddenberry's
Andromeda?
Invasion.
Invasion Earth?
No, it was Invasion Earth. He was the rebel leader.
But
Yeah.
I remember on that show, Straczynski was the driving force behind it, and he actually worked pretty hard to put a storyline in there around the commercial. And he even talks
Cool.
about it.
That was where you had to get the little gun and point it at the screen, and the gun.
Well, no,
would-
it was the spaceship.
It was the blaster. It was the,
Oh,
it was
okay.
the fighters.
The blaster was just the fighter. Yeah. A
Yeah.
friend of mine had the whole set of things when we were kids.
And they only had one season of it, and the season finale, they had a massive cliffhanger where one of the characters, Pilot, ends up dying. And that was all they got. And I was actually
And they-
really
well, no,
interested.
They got canceled after one
Yeah.
season.
You know, there's
The
amusing
toys
thing.
weren't selling enough.
There's a character.
Probably because the flashing light
Yeah, it caused
may
seizures.
have. Right. People got scared off of it.
There's a character in the Transformers UK comic, which spread across, but called Death's Head, and he was a bounty hunter.
I remember. He's now a well-known. Death's Head 2 or 3 is pretty well known in the U.S. now.
Yeah. Well, the original Death's Head was written by Simon Furman, who I've actually met. And the amusing thing is, it was just a 10-part comic series, and it was done in American format, so it wasn't like A4 standard, it was smaller than that, which was the normal UK comic. Because the thing to bear in mind with the Transformer comics is they ran alongside the American ones. So the British comic was a weekly one. The American one was a monthly one, so there were only 80 episodes of Transformers for America. But in the UK, it was like 337 or something. I can't remember what the number was now. It was something like that. And then the end of the Transformers comics in the US were written by British guys.
Yeah.
And drawn by it. I mean, it was like Andy Wildman and Simon Furman did the writing for most of it, and Bob Budiansky did it early on, the American stuff. But anyway, so what happens is, in one of the British art pieces, there was this kind of story arc thing about Death's Head. And he goes around and visits all sorts of people. So he comes into contact with Fantastic Four and Iron Man and Doctor Who and things like that. And you have to sort of remember, at the time, Marvel were doing comics for all sorts of things. They were doing comics for Care Bears and Zoids and just so many different things. So theoretically, you can imagine Megatron stomping on Care Bears or something.
Yeah.
That's not beyond the realms of possibility.
Yeah, I
What
mean,
is it?
they have a character named Howard the Duck. I mean, this is wide open for anything.
He's a cool character too. I like him.
Howard
What is it about
Rock.
British comic book writers that end up blowing up and becoming incredibly popular in America by writing the most fucked up, twisted, convoluted, bizarre storylines?
Howard the Duck. The movie's great.
Oh
I
my
do
god,
like Howard the
horrendous.
A lot of people think it's terrible, but I enjoy it.
I
Although
love
I was really annoyed because I bought it on DVD about a couple of weeks ago.
What are you guys even talking about?
All sorts of crazy stuff. Pop culture.
World domination?
Stuff you don't know about.
Stuff that was probably before your time, going by the picture I'm seeing.
And the voice.
Well, if it came out
Really
before
cool
1999, then
Oh
you're
yeah,
right.
we're talking way back here.
Definitely.
Oh hell yeah,
Back
70s.
when dinosaurs roamed the earth.
Hey,
Indeed.
1999
Saturday
came
morning
out
Starcade.
1970s.
Dinosaurs with Ringo Starr and Barbara Bach.
Oh, I hate it.
Ringo Starr.
I remember
Oh,
that.
Caveman.
He's a pretty good drummer.
I loved that movie, Caveman. I love that.
Oh, that was a good movie.
And Fred,
Oh, Fred.
the caveman who actually spoke English, modern English.
Mm-hmm. Yabba dabba doo.
Everyone else was grunting and pointing, and he was like, shit.
Oh, he said, "Oh no, that's fire, or that's this or that." And Ringo's trying to make the caveman sounds. Then he puts his hands down around his hips and goes, "Zug zug," you know.
Mm.
Oh yeah, so that canceled that language lesson.
Didn't can't remember his name, but he had black curly hair, mustache. Didn't he set his ass on fire, and every time he farted, he jetted flame?
Yes.
Yeah, little burly hairy guy, little burly bear guy. He was a comedian.
Yeah.
Real hairy. Can't think of his name.
Remember who the female lead in that was?
Barbara Bach.
Yeah, that was Ringo Starr married her later.
Yeah.
No, it was Barbara Bach
wait.
and the girl that was on Cheers.
Yeah, it was the girl from Cheers. It was
I
Diane
can't
from
think of
Cheers.
her name. Yeah.
Oh right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
You know, there was something that happened a couple of years ago in Liverpool, because apparently Ringo Starr's
You
house
guys
was
having like a
demolished.
nostalgia trip?
Yeah, we have
just
been
talking about
almost the
pop
entire time.
Is my voice carrying or not?
Shelley Long.
Yes, Shelley Long. Thank you.
So there was a thing that happened in Liverpool a year or so ago, and apparently Ringo Starr's house was going to be demolished. And this is a house that he was born at a hospital, and he lived there until he was 2 years old, and then they moved somewhere else. And they're saying, "Oh, we can't
basically didn't
demolish
even
this
live there, yeah.
house," and he's like, "Who cares? It's just a house. It has no impact on his life because he won't have remembered anything from that
Yeah.
age. It certainly had no impact on his musical career.
Yeah.
So who cares? It's just some old house."
Yep. By the way, the comic in question was Avery Schreiber, something like that. Schreiber.
That sounds
But
very
he-
familiar.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, Richard Mall was in there. Jack Guilford was in there. John Matuzak.
John Matuzak was the
Dennis
chief of the
Quaid.
tribe that he was originally in. That's right.
Yeah. He was
The one with Barbara Bach.
he was football. Yeah, caveman. He was a football player, was he not?
Yes.
He was a nut
Yeah.
football player. He was also Chunk.
I think he passed
Yes.
away too.
Really?
Chunk
Yeah.
Love.
Chunk from
Goonies.
Revenge of the Nerds.
No,
Oh,
Goonies.
Goonies. Okay. He was in Revenge of the Nerds too, wasn't he?
No, that was the guy who played Ogre was someone else. I'm blanking on his name right now.
Okay. And he
Those
did
are two
pass
movies
away
I
at
really
89.
need to see again.
What
Those
was
are
that,
two
Red?
movies I really need to see again.
Which
Goonies and Revenge of the Nerds.
one?
Hey, there's
Revenge of
always
the
room
Nerds.
for Goonies.
The
Yeah.
entire Revenge of the Nerd franchise, or just the original?
Well, the original.
Oh, just the original.
Yeah, remember Jack Guilford was a blind guy and he was reaching up and felt something. It was the T-Rex's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
One of the other
And
things.
he's rubbing it, trying to figure out what it is, and the T-Rex is going, ooh.
One of the other things on there was Dennis Quaid. Dennis Quaid? Quaid.
Randy
Anyway.
Quaid?
No. It was on that screen a minute ago. Let's have a look. Where was he?
Dennis Quaid is the younger
Dennis
one.
Quaid?
He was in Caveman.
Yeah, Yeah, Dennis Quaid. I thought I wasn't sure.
It's been so long since I've seen that movie.
But I really liked him in Inner Space. That was
Yeah, that was good. By the way, here's a movie, an obscure one, Ice Pirates.
Oh yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah. What's his name from Spencer for Hire?
And Vegas. Robert Urich.
Robert Urich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That also had Angelica Houston and Ron Perlman.
And the weird time thing at the end of it. Yeah.
Yeah, the time warp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole point of the movie was to find Earth.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it was
Simon joining.
Hey, Simon.
Yeah, he'll be a second.
Simon Says.
Simon Says.
Yeah, we're nothing but brains in a bag of...
Simon Says accept Jesus into your life. Just kidding.
Simon Says accept Jesus into your ass.
You have to have a personal in-depth relationship.
Yeah, you get that Bible belt up your butt.
Yeah, that's where I live.
Wow.
No, I met an atheist today.
I meet one every time I wake up.
One of the people on our channel, on our discussions. Stardust Kid.
Don't know.
Don't know.
No.
He's got a purple avatar. You've probably seen him around here and there.
Oh, there's a lot I don't know. Do anyone remember the Trinity movies?
The what movies?
Trinity.
No.
My name is Trinity. There were spaghetti westerns. There were like 3 of them.
Oh, you're talking about the Man with No Name trilogy.
Yeah. He always ate beans.
The Man with No Name.
Oh, yes, my lord.
Yeah, there we go. They call me Trinity. Yeah.
Yes, my God.
When I was
agent.
Yeah, I remember those were like a big thing there for a while, especially the scene where he's pulling the gun out, slapping the guy in the face, putting the gun back, pulling it out.
That's where that
I'm a
trope
big
came
fan
from.
of Sergio Leone, the director of the Man with No Name movies. I don't think I've seen a single one of his movies that I didn't like.
Didn't he do Once Upon a Time in the West?
Yep, and Once Upon a Time in America.
Yeah, Once Upon a Time in the West, that was an awesome movie.
I actually just watched that again recently.
Oh, I love the music in it. The cast was amazing.
You know, I'm not normally fond of westerns, but
Me either.
a little more of a modern one, Silverado.
Oh yeah, Kevin Kline.
Oh, that had an incredible cast.
That was one of what's his name? The guy that played the bodyguard. Why am I blanking on his name?
Kevin Costner?
Kevin Costner. That was one of his first movies.
Actually,
Yes.
westerns is technically something I've thought with Lennitor about a lot. I'm speaking, of course, of Firefly.
Oh yes, love me some brown coat.
And
Keep it shiny.
Lennitor couldn't stand it, actually. Lenny just really didn't like it. But I don't think he understood that it was a western in much the same way that he didn't understand that Doctor Who is supposed to be cheese.
The cast on Silverado: Costner, Klein, Scott Glenn, Glover, Cleese, Goldblum, Rosanna Arquette, Brian Dennehy, Linda Hunt.
Wow.
Sheb
It's a really good
Woolley.
one too.
Sheb Woolley's in it. Jeff
It's kind of a
Fahey.
quest movie too, if you think about it. It's a kind of an epic movie. The hero's going on a quest to get back his gear.
Yeah. Yep. Hal
You guys
Linden.
like movie buffs or something?
Of course.
Hell yeah.
Ah.
Well, yeah,
Well,
so
well,
Mason,
it's kind
what's
of
your
a
favorite
different
movie?
from
hang on.
on.
Every single
I'm
person,
not so sure I have a favorite movie. but
every single person in this room is an or something.
your action.
Everyone in this
If I
room
had
is
to
an
pick
or
one
something.
movie that's probably my favorite, it would probably be Snatch. But
Snatch. Okay.
yeah.
Admittedly, I'm into
Guy Ritchie
modern movies, so you know I'm gonna have to have a bias between towards stuff like the Fast and the Furious.
No.
Yeah.
Wait a second here.
Okay, I'm willing to give
No,
the Fast
no,
and Furious
hold on,
credit for being what it is.
Hold on. Mason, you say you like Fast and the Furious?
Yeah.
And you don't like Kazum sitting there with no shirt on.
How are they related?
You never saw South Park, right?
I've seen South Park before.
When they talk about the new Fast and the Furious movie being written.
I've seen the show. I don't think I've.
Okay, basically, when they're written in France, when they come to America, they just cut a lot of scenes out that you don't get, and you don't like Kazum sitting there with no shirt on.
Okay.
Not a trivia buff.
I especially like. I've seen Tokyo Drift. I've seen 1. I think I've seen 2, and I've seen 6.
So in other words, you've seen all of them.
I've seen 4 of them.
I'm actually willing to give
hang on.
Fast and the Furious credit for what they are.
You've seen the first one, right?
Yeah, I've seen the first
one. Okay, if you've seen the first one, you've seen all of them.
We're talking about good movies here.
Yeah.
Oh, good. When it comes to good movies, I'm Spartacus.
Spartacus was good.
I'm Spartacus.
I'm Spartacus.
I am Spartacus.
And when it comes to comedy, you know I'm gonna have a bias towards Adam Sandler's stuff.
The one where all the Native Americans just left his shoot.
You mean National Lampoon stuff?
There is a lot more stuff than has come out than in the last 15 years.
I think I need to
put
out
a funny stuff you're missing out on.
I think there's a challenge.
I highly recommend you expand your palette.
I think the challenge is, can anyone name an Adam Sandler movie that didn't suck?
I have 3 words. I have 3 words for you. Life of Brian.
Was he in there? Okay.
No, he wasn't.
No, he's not
an
a good
Adam Sandler movie. You said a movie that
No,
doesn't
as
suck.
far as an Adam Sandler movie, I actually thought Big Daddy was good.
Ew.
Because it wasn't a traditional Adam Sandler movie.
Adam Sandler played Brian's penis in that movie.
What's the one where he had to go?
Well, how about we just name a bad one? Jack and Jill.
Which version?
All of them.
Yeah, Mason.
One where
Do you ever watch science fiction, Mason?
I mean, come on. Adam cannot play a woman.
He can't play a man.
Pretty good.
I can enjoy Adam Sandler movies for what they are. They're dumb.
Know what a man is.
Some of them are dumb enough to be really funny.
The only Sandler film I do like is Happy Gilmore. That one I find funny.
I actually really enjoyed Big Daddy because it wasn't a traditional Adam Sandler flick.
Another really good comedy writer, Eddie Murphy.
I can't watch Adam Sandler films because they make me cry.
Why? Because you know somebody's getting paid for them being made?
Eddie Murphy hasn't really made a good comedy in my mind since the mid-'80s.
No, he really hasn't.
Well, he was the voice actor for Donkey.
Well, okay,
Well,
I take that back.
I don't think that counts.
He wasn't the lead role, but he still was the voice actor for Donkey.
He was a co-star.
Wasn't he in Dr. Dolittle?
Yeah, but I didn't think that was very good.
No, it's kind of sucked.
I mean, that was one of his better ones of the last. That was one of his better ones of the last, decade.
But it still sucked.
Yeah. And similar with the Nutty Professor. The first Nutty Professor wasn't bad, but the second one was awful.
Yes, Click. I brought that movie up first.
I'm just going to go back to something for a second. I bought Howard the Duck on DVD a couple of weeks ago. And one of the things that really annoyed me is they basically PG'd it. They've removed little bits. But the thing that's freaky about it is there's a bit where he falls asleep and the wallet comes out, falls out of his pocket, and she looks through it, and and it's all kind of funny. But they got rid of the condom thing.
Of course.
Yeah. But they put in the bestiality bit. The suggestion of bestiality.
That's fine. Yeah.
Cliff Jumper. Did they still leave in the scene where Howard the Duck was flying through the air and he breaks through the walls and you have the naked duck lady in the tub?
Yep, that's in there too, yeah.
But they won't show a condom.
You're probably going to think I'm saying this because he died, but Robin Williams.
No, you won't get a whole argument about Robin Williams in this room.
No.
He was a
Absolutely not.
marvelous actor.
Someone I don't understand why he's ever been popular is Will Ferrell. I can't
Ooh.
stand. I can't stand his comedy. I just can't stand it.
He's a low dose comedian for me. I can handle him in small doses.
Same
I
here.
thought his life actually was pretty
Talladega
good.
Nights.
If we're bringing out, Talladega, no, that was bad actually. But if we're
I
bringing
actually
out the big
thought
guns,
Talladega Nights was good in small doses.
I'm just going to say one name: Dick Van Dyke.
You mean Penis Van Lesbian?
Penis White Van.
You seen the film?
Okay. The
So
the movies
one day,
done, that was-
so
there were-
at the dinner table, my dad was saying that we should cook turtle burgers, and I said we should put them in the slow cooker.
Oh, slow cooker always.
How is this
Turtle
relevant?
slow cooker.
Were you is this part of a movie?
Nah, this is. I changed the subject, man.
Oh,
we're enjoying
one
this,
of the-
Edith.
one of the
It's
best
called a
movies.
segue.
Keep with the kids, 13.
I was making a
I
joke
could. Would
about
you like
how
me to?
turtles are slow.
One of the best movies
Oh, okay.
you've got to say is The Princess Bride.
Oh yeah.
God.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's just inconceivable.
My
How about
You keep using that word.
parents have
I
shoved
don't think that word means what you
down my
think it
throat.
means. I'm sorry. What was that?
how about,
My parents have
Unbelievable.
shoved that movie down my throat.
Okay.
how about Hot Fuzz?
Ooh,
Enjoyable. Just watched it recently.
What even?
Didn't like it.
Weren't we talking about crabs earlier?
Oh, crabs are almost extinct. So why would we be talking about crabs?
Well, Hot Fuzz, But thank you,
No,
Brazil.
it's a British cop movie.
Yeah, the Brazilians almost eliminated crabs.
you have crabs.
Wait, the Brazil, like crabs as in like snap, 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 the little
Yeah,
seafood
yeah.
thing?
No, the little
Or
Little
the
ones,
other
yeah.
crabs that you don't want to
Cubic
have.
life.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
have almost been eliminated by the Brazilian.
Mhm.
I'm sorry,
Which
heathens.
is
Do
which is
you
a
want to
hell
try
of a
doing
thing
the
to
crab
do.
thing with your other hand? Sorry.
Which
No.
is a hell of a service for one nation to do for the world.
No, not
Oh, no, they
not-
introduced the Brazilian, right?
Actually, most
Sorry.
things like that aren't named after the country they come from. I'm not sure.
13. When I said do crab, I
dude,
said crab, not jellyfish.
Yeah, exactly. I can only do jellyfish.
I can do crab with one hand and jellyfish with the other.
You got that
Which
right.
reminds me,
Let me
where's
talk about
Jello?
a movie here. Probably one of my favorite science fiction movies is The Fifth Element.
I do like that.
Oh, okay, hold on here.
That
What
was
about-
awesome.
Let's see if we can get a bionic dance reaction here. What about Blade Runner?
Very
Which version?
Yeah.
I'll let you pick the version you prefer. The
Okay,
best.
director's cut.
I'll let
top
you
10.
just the movie as a whole. I'll let you pick your own edit.
Director's cut, top 10. Theatrical release, top 1,000.
Really?
I thought the theatrical release was not bad, but the director's cut is phenomenally better.
I like
Highlander.
Highlander.
Pretty good.
Highlander is technically a piece of shit when you look at what was supposed to be in it. But what they ended up putting in.
flushed down the toilet.
I'm sorry,
Ooh,
what?
I have a funny picture, which is Jesus comes out of the crypt and says, "I'm immortal," and Highlander turns up and says, "There can be only one."
Only one.
Yes.
The Duelist.
I'm sorry?
The Duelist.
The Duelist. Oh, with John Wayne. Yes.
Okay.
Good flick.
Yeah.
John Wayne. No,
Okay,
no,
the
no.
room
No,
has
no,
voted.
Ridley Scott's first film.
Now here's a question:
I'm thinking of something. Oh, I'm thinking of The Shootist.
Is Waterworld a sort of sci-fi?
Yes, but not very good.
It took you that long?
I was waiting for people to start.
Hold on,
Hang
guys.
on. I was waiting for people to start muting them. I see two mutes, one right after the other. Eject button.
Cool.
Waterworld was fine. The problem was it was really, really over budget, and all they really did was try to copy Mad Max on the ocean.
No.
I'm going to do a really quick screen share. I want to show you why I enjoy these Hangouts. Actually, I can't do it right now. You'd have to look on the main stream because it won't let me get to the menu, damn it. Anyway, I have these wonderful buttons when people try to join. A bell rings, and it says something like Mason Pierman outside of Freelance Vigilante is trying to join this call, and I can either click allow or decline.
It was not. Ooh.
Do you not like him then?
Oh, it's just he was irritating the room.
He wasn't contributing.
And he kept interrupting.
It almost seemed like he was he was just sort of trolling about movies, because it's like he was mentioning the worst things possible and propping them up.
Yeah.
You know? And then
when we would
talk about some of the best movies, he's like, "Oh, that was crap."
Oh,
that was crap.
No,
but Kazoom, at least in his own defense, so he's only got about 15 years worth of knowledge to work with. Anyone creates that is going to look like old and hackish to him because it's not all full of CG.
Okay, I got to do a spoiler here. The best use of that argument, the age argument, was done in Avengers: Age of Ultron. Well, I was born yesterday.
Oh, in my defense, I was born yesterday.
Yep. Great line. Great fucking line.
I was born yesterday.
Now you see, there's another. I can think of another version of that, which was I was hopping around the galaxy when your grandfather was still in diapers.
That was Buster Crabbe and Buck Rogers.
No, that was Patrick Stewart. Sorry, Captain Kirk talking to Captain Picard.
Remember Buck Rogers in the 25th Century, the early 80s sci-fi show?
Yeah.
They had Buster Crabbe guest star. And he tells he actually says that line to the actor to Gil Gerard, the actor who played Buck. He says, "I've been doing this since your granddad was in diapers." By the way, because he was the original Buck Rogers in the 30s, and Buck Rogers is from the 20th century, so double joke.
Yeah, I remember watching those old things when I was a kid.
Same here.
Pretty cool. Those were cool back then.
Here's a TV show, British, The Prisoner, original.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, but at what point in the Prisoner storyline plot?
Oh.
The early half, or when it started to get weird?
Well, it was always pretty weird.
No. The early stuff, it's like they had a direction they were going, and then it just...
The problem, I like that there's a lot of TV series that are coming on now that have a set run length. Because what happens is, a lot of the time they only have ideas really for like 1, 2, maybe even 3 seasons, and then they hit the end of that, and they are still expected to make more shows. And you can always kind of tell where at that point at which they just go completely off the rails. They're like, we have no fucking original ideas in our head, or we're just going to come up with some stupid shit to throw in here, and it's almost like they're asking to be canceled at that point.
Yeah, it did start off really, really good though. It did.
Well, Babylon 5 was marvelous in that way because they did have a planned expiration date.
And unfortunately, it came
up though for 1 year.
Well, they found out that they were going to get canceled at the 4th year, and they didn't know they were going to be
the network they were on was going bankrupt.
Well, regardless, they didn't know they were going to end up being picked up by another network, so they did their best to wrap it up in that 4th year. So the 5th year, the 5th year was pretty weak because it's like,
it was stretched out.
Yeah, it's at this point, we've gotten another season, so we're going to tell these kind of tagged on extra kind of plot lines that we didn't really get to. And it just on a lot of levels it didn't work that well in relation to the rest of the series, but I don't know, they did what they could.
In the 5th season, there was one of the best episodes of the show, in my opinion. Conversations with Dead People.
I don't remember that.
The Day of the Dead episode.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah. What's his name? The guy that was security. His girlfriend.
Garibaldi
came back.
Garibaldi, the girl from Gropos, the Marine from Gropos.
The guy
Mr.
that was
Morden.
Yeah.
The commander's old druggy roommate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who else was
actually
in
a
that?
great one. Who was it that was there for Ivanova?
Oh.
What's her face?
Was she in? Was she in the area?
Tracy.
Coggins
redhead. Yes, Scoggins. Tracy.
Well, she was the commander.
Oh wait,
Right.
that's right. Fuck it, I don't remember.
One of the girls I really fancied in the 80s was in Babylon 5, Tamlin Tomita.
Oh, she was in the pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was the Ivanova part in the pilot.
Oh, really?
She didn't play Ivanova. She played the character who basically had the same storyline at the original.
Yeah, but I'm glad they got in the one that played Ivanova. I had a huge thing for her.
Claudia
Claudia
Christensen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christian. Oh, she did Playboy later.
No
Just
boom
saying.
today. Boom tomorrow. Always boom tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
The best
Here's a
bit that
quick-
she did though was the alien sex scene.
I'll give you a sci-fi quote.
Yeah.
And let's see how quickly it takes someone to get the link. What was happening before? And here comes the quote. Wow, they've gone to plaid.
Okay, that would be Spaceballs.
Yes.
And they've gone to ludicrous speed.
Yeah.
That was a little too easy. Sorry, Cliff.
Oh, Princess, you give such good helmet.
I'm going to jump in here for 1 second to resolve the confusion on Paranor's face from a moment ago. There was an episode of Babylon 5 in which they were sitting there dealing with these diplomats from a new race that they'd come across.
Oh, yes.
And in order to seal the deal of the contract, they said that they sealed their negotiations by having sex. And it was pointed out to Ivanova, who was the person doing the negotiation, that they have no idea how humans do this. So she does this weird literal song and dance. And after doing the song and dance,
Was that the one where
he says, "Oh, that was great
was that
for
the
me
one
at
where he
least."
never talked?
Yeah, and he's just looking
Is that
at
the
it
one
like,
where
"What
he
the?"
never talked, but he had a little short guy talk
Yep,
for him?
that's the one.
Yeah.
And
it
afterwards,
was
he's like,
Junior
"Next
from
time,
the
our
Bandit
way."
movies.
And the little guy's sitting there laughing the whole time, like, "Yeah, she's so conned you."
The guy they had playing the translator for that, if you recognize him, he's the same guy who was Junior in the Smoking the Bandit movies.
Oh.
Not Junior.
Oh.
Little.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Wow.
And he's the same guy who also wrote. He wrote a lot of Muppet songs.
Well, he was a musician.
Yeah. He released a lot of albums in the 70s. God, I'm blanking on his name.
I'm drawing a blank on that guy too.
Paul something.
Paul. Yes, Paul something.
Uh,
Paul. Man, I'm blanking.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Hey,
Paul
Soccer, we're
Williams.
just talking movies tonight.
Yes, Paul Williams. Thank you.
Yeah, he looks really weird these days.
Yeah, he's got really short hair and clean shaven, and it's like, wow, what happened? What's up with this?
He looks like he should be. He looks like a mad scientist from the Nazis era.
Who?
Paul Williams.
Paul
today.
Williams.
Sally Field is still looking good for her age.
I am so glad that we don't have Jackie in the room right now.
That might be why Rand has done that.
Oh, the doggy.
Yeah,
I
so many
missed.
funny. Ooh, noises.
My cuteness bomb totally missed its mark.
Yep, it missed its mark completely, man.
You should have been here a little earlier, Jello. It would have been a good time. Just saying.
And your name was mentioned too, but you were not properly summoned. Your name was only said once, not 3 times.
There's that man
Well, I
with
hope
that
there
nice
was some
beard.
serious shit being talked. How you doing there, Heavy Man? Long time no see,
Hey,
baby.
how's the beard?
It's there's much less to it actually.
Oh
Here we go. Oh wait, no, not that.
And we are live.
Okay, can I hit you with another
Yeah,
quote?
red light is on.
All right, let her rip.
Actually, I should probably.
Cattle mutilations are up.
no! Ooh, no idea.
Hold on. Cattle mutilations erupt.
No, are up. Are up.
Oh, cattle mutilations are up.
Yeah, cattle mutilations are up.
I don't know.
I'll give you a hint. He was on
aliens.
Ghostbusters
Oh.
as an actor.
It'd probably be
Men in Black.
Ramis, Harold Ramis.
No, wrong one.
No.
Oh, what? I missed the question.
Cattle mutilations are up.
Yeah,
It wouldn't be
quote.
Venkman. It wouldn't be Bill Murray's character, would it?
Do you want
No.
the movie? Do you want the movie, or do you want the actor saying it from what movie?
You might. It's the movie.
Ghostbusters.
No, it's a guy from who was in Ghostbusters as well. It's Ray Stantz, go on.
Okay, Aykroyd.
The only
Right.
thing that came to mind
Dan
for me
Aykroyd.
was,
Cattle mutilations are up.
the only thing that comes to mind for me is Mars Attacks, and I know that's not it.
Well,
Coneheads.
how about
Coneheads?
Gross Point Blank?
Oh, Robert Redford is in the film.
Oh, Sneakers.
Yeah.
Sneakers. Oh, marvelous.
Oh, holy
movie.
shit! I haven't even thought of that one. Oh my gosh! Wow.
I haven't seen the movie in quite a while. I like that movie.
I
a
have
long time.
It's Sidney Poitier,
Sir Ben Kingsley.
Sir Ben Kingsley, River Phoenix, Jeepers.
Dan Aykroyd.
David Stryland.
Wait a minute. Wasn't that back when he was only Stream Phoenix?
Yeah.
Uh,
He never got much more than that.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
I
let's
can't
see
tell
if-
a joke that's too poor. Okay.
Hey, let's see if someone recognizes what movie this phrase is from. The Phoenix Asteroids.
Oh, Dark Star.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
That's a movie I
That's
haven't seen
end of
in
the movie.
decades.
Ah,
That movie is great. It's one of my favorite comedies.
it's so
It's one of that's
so
John
cheesy.
Carpenter's
College film.
senior project.
Really?
And
Senior
the guy
college.
that wrote Alien was in it. Shoot,
Okay, how about this
forgot his
one?
name.
Cow. Another cow.
That would be
Same one.
Tornado.
Twister.
Or Twister.
or if you prefer,
Close.
Pinky in the Brain. Cow.
Right.
Another cow. Nope, I think that was the same one. Yeah.
Chicken.
Yeah.
Cow and chicken.
That was a good scene.
All right. This is for Cliff Jumper. He's got to guess what movie and what character said it. Lingerie. Oh, remember Lingerie?
Not a clue.
You're doing sci-fi or general movies now?
This would be a post-apocalyptic sci-fi, I guess you call it.
I don't know. The only thing I
Oh.
can think of is I Am Legend.
Oh,
Was that Beyond Thunderdome?
You're
no.
close, even.
Um,
One of the Mad Max movies.
no. The one with Patrick Swayze in it.
Steel Dawn.
Steel Dawn.
All right, I haven't seen
I say the Heathens was close.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't Thunderdome.
Must have been number 2 then.
It could have been Road Warrior.
Number 2 was.
Well, who said it? Who said it?
Oh shit.
I think it was Shadow.
Oh, who said it? Fuck.
Yeah, what character said it? I won't worry about the actors.
Oh, okay.
I have no clue. It's been
No,
so long.
I was immediately thinking Tina Turner, but
That was Thunderdome.
yeah, I know that's the problem.
It was the gyro pilot, Captain.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
Got the pictures on his gyrocopter.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that character.
No, that's a little too obscure for me.
Yeah, he was in the.
There's not a lot of lines in Road Warrior.
No, there aren't. But what I'm saying is that particular thing is just. Yeah.
The Feral Kid has always been the one that stuck out to me.
Oh, had the boomerang with the razor edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
that
the
guy's
thing is,
fingers off.
of the lines they had in it, not many of them were really that memorable.
Well, there is the whole speech of the Lord Humongous.
Yeah, but
Oh,
that's
yeah,
about
told
it.
him to walk
rock
away,
and roll.
No, the part where he tells them to just walk away. End the horror.
Yes. But in general, it wasn't all that quotable. It's funny. I realized recently because I was going through grabbing varied quotes from different movies, because I have to do the Twitter thing these days because author ID. And it occurred to me while going through them that as much as I liked Firefly, it's really not that quotable. You really need the context and the action. Otherwise, it makes no fucking sense.
Yeah. It's like we got to hear right in the nick of time.
like
What's that make us?
Yeah, it's like there's that one scene in Firefly where like after the train robbery where they were hired to do the train robbery, and he sits down like the lead henchman outside of the ship there, and he's like, "Listen, here's your boss's money.
Right.
You take this, stay away from us. We're even, okay?" He's like, "We will hunt you to the ends of the," and he kicks him in the chest, goes flying into the engines, goes to the next guy. "Here's your boss's money."
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I got it.
You know, But it's a great scene. But at the
Yeah,
same
it
point,
is.
the quote, not so much.
Okay, now I've got a quote from Firefly that I think does stand up. Looks like we got here just in the nick of time. What's that make us? Big
Okay.
damn heroes, ain't we just?
I got a quote that is so. It is. Everybody knows what this is if they've seen the film anyway. Let me get this straight. You think that your client, one of the wealthiest, most powerful men in the world, is secretly a vigilante who spends his nights
Morgan Freeman.
beating criminals to a pulp with his bare hands, and your plan is to blackmail this person?
Morgan Freeman.
Dark Knight.
And
Dark
Dark
Knight.
Knight.
Good luck. It's a great quote.
How about this? This probably will get it right away. What's wrong with being drunk? And the other person says, "Ask a glass of water."
Water. BBC
Hitchhiker's Guide.
Yep.
Okay, my all-time favorite movie quote. We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Jaws.
Jaws.
Yeah, and that's still my all-time favorite. Especially the way it's delivered. That was ad lib too.
Yeah, that was beautiful the way he did that.
Are
Man,
you-
what server are you on?
Are you
Right now, I'm just waiting to get into Ashran.
Oh, okay, because I am standing where you are, but I don't see you.
That's because he's not there.
Yeah.
I used the Jaws music myself recently.
It tells me
Maybe why I
server
don't
I'm
see
on.
you.
Oh, out of curiosity, you mentioned earlier in the Skype group that you saw Jason today and just walked by and shook your head. Did he actually
Yeah.
do a response video?
Well,
you
no,
not
that's
paying
because he
attention
hasn't
to
got a computer. But there's still Monday for him to do it.
No, I thought I saw a comment in there saying that he must have gone down to such and such, and I'm like, what? But there was no link, so I assumed there wasn't actually a video. Figured it was a joke.
No. I mean, the community centre that he goes to is bound to be shut after. I mean, he started off the day at the community centre and then went to town and did street preaching.
As far as the best James Bond, it kind of depends on the year because I'm actually a fan of Craig.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm probably going to go back to Connery.
See, I'm not very keen on Craig myself. I think he's very much like the character in the books,
Yes.
which is a government thug.
Yeah, he's a blunt instrument.
Yeah. The thing is, I grew up so much with Roger Moore that I can't think of anyone else's Bond.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
kind of the same.
No, I actually like.
It's just they're not the same, man. I mean, they're not this. They're you can't even compare the James Bonds because they're so different. They're completely different.
I think the only thing you
genres
can
at times.
compare is the quality of the period.
You know the reason why there's so many James Bonds, don't you? HIV.
Because it's a government cover.
It's a huge cash cow.
No, it's HIV. He slept around so much, he's better gotta catch it sometime.
No.
That was a sad joke.
There was actually a talk about them making James Bond be a cover name. That's why there would actually have been 7 or 8 James Bonds over the past 60 years.
My actual favorite Bond movie is View to a Kill. I think that Zorin is just an awesome bad guy.
Goldfinger for me.
My favorite just
Diamonds
because
are forever.
my favorite just because it was so cheesy and so humorous and such a comedy was Moonraker.
I was going to say, even though it's
did introduce
arguably,
Jaws.
I was going to say, even though it's arguably the worst Bond movie, Moonraker. I was going to say the same thing.
Didn't introduce Jaws, but it was a sequel with Jaws in it, and it had his own lines. Well, here's to us.
Yeah, that was the only time he's.
I'd say my other favorite would be Octopussy, though.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Live and Let Die. That was one of them.
And thus again, Prudent is mentioned inadvertently.
Wasn't that one with the nuclear bomb in the circus thing?
That was Diamonds Are Forever.
Yeah, the Live and Let Die is the one that had the 7-Up guy.
Yeah.
And the
it was the
and
first
also
Roger Moore flick.
And it also was the first James Bond movie that wasn't the soundtrack wasn't John Barry. It was the guy who produced the Beatles. It was George Martin did the soundtrack.
Yaphet Kotto was in it, and
he was Mr. Big.
Yeah, and the lady that played Solitaire, Jane Seymour.
Yeah, Dr. Quinn.
Yeah, She was awesome. Well, I think she still was pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think the Timothy Dalton Bond movies, the only two of them,
I thought
they
they
were
were
pretty good.
decent Bond. I thought the movies themselves were kind of weak, though.
Yeah, incidentally, the room can handle up to 15. Don't worry about it. I'll kick you if I need to.
But I was a fan of the Brosnan movies. I thought the quality of the writing on those were pretty good.
Mm.
I just want to make a note. Timothy Dalton made an excellent Rassilon as well.
Rassilon.
It's Dragons of
Nope.
Spring.
Oh,
No, that's Raceland. That's Raceland. No. Rassilon. Hang on.
Rassilon.
The only Rassilon I know is from Doctor Who.
You got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The president of the president.
Yep.
The Time Lords.
But David
Yeah,
Tennant
he
named him
was-
Rassilon.
Yeah, he's like in suspended animation or something. They had like the 5 Doctors or something. It was.
Well, that was way back in the day.
Yeah,
this
way
is
back.
the new one. This is from the last season. I think it was like the last season with David Tennant.
Yeah, where they.
Yeah, because he regenerated right after that.
Mm-hmm. The end of time.
They were stuck in the Time War, and the Master was.
Okay,
involved.
here's a bit of trivia.
Yeah.
Who was there was that one female that was part of the High Council that kept giving meaningful glances to the Doctor.
Yeah.
Who was that?
They have not stated yet.
But I don't know.
They have not stated. They have said a few things of ideas.
I do, Kiz, by the way.
It could be one of two different things. I vote for
Nope,
two different
three.
things. It's his mom.
Yeah, the mother was implied, I thought.
Well,
Yeah,
that,
if that was-
that was the heavily
mother,
implied
then-
there. It could also have been what's her name? The Romana.
Romana,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yep, could have been Romana. But I think it could have been his wife.
If that was his mother, then his father was human. Go
No,
back
he's not
to-
half human. That was only done in the U.S. show. Ignore that.
Okay, I thought it was part. I thought it was part of the canon.
Well, Russell T Davies stated and made it part of TV canon for the reboot that he recognizes it. But that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, well, and it's part of the series, but the way I took it was he said that line as kind of an off the cuff line.
Yeah, that was the Master said that.
Well, I guess I'm half British.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, because the guy that was the guy that was the Doctor in the TV movie, he went on to do I think it was Big Finish or something. It was a radio series.
Patrick McGowan.
Yeah.
No, Paul McGann.
Oh,
Is that-
sorry.
okay.
Yes, Paul McGann. Sorry, Patrick McGowan was prisoner.
Did any of y'all see
You let me down here, buddy.
the Night of the Doctor?
Yes.
The little 5 to 15-minute episode that had him.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was really well done. I like that because it kind of closed the gap that wasn't needed, but it was still kind of cool.
Yeah, it wasn't needed, but it was neat.
It was a missing link.
Yeah, and then what's his name as the War Doctor, or whatever. That he was. I can't think
John
of his
Hurt.
name.
John.
Yes, I loved his character.
Well, and the really cool thing is at the end of that little mini episode, they show the reflection of him, and they took a picture of him from Alien.
Really?
So it was John Hurt as a young man.
Yeah. There was also another one that they did with River Song, The Day of the Doctor or something. Or
Well, they did the Day of the Doctor, the Night of the Doctor, the Time of the Doctor.
The
that was
Doctor of the Doctor.
All the end,
The
all
Doctor
the
and the
end
Nurse.
of Matt Smith's
Doctor in the TARDIS.
time.
Doctor in the TARDIS, good song.
You know, something of the way that you said it made me think of Riverdance meets Doctor Who. Okay, never mind.
Oh no, if you've never seen Doctor, okay, I'll find it for you. Doctor.
Well, the last regular season episode of Doctor Who had River Song in it.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
It was the one where they go and she's a hologram.
Oh, that was the last of the Matt Smith. Or the,
that was the last regular season episode. There were 2 more specials after that.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
There was the Day of the
Transalore?
Doctor, and then there was the Time of the Doctor, which was the Christmas special.
Yeah.
What was the one on Transalore?
That was the regular season finale. Well,
Oh,
you
okay.
talking about the Town of Christmas?
Yeah, the Town of
Okay,
Christmas.
I didn't see that.
That was the Christmas special, the Time of the Doctor.
No, the Town of Christmas one wasn't the. Oh, yes, it was the Christmas special. Never mind,
Yeah, it
because
was.
they just did a new Christmas special. I haven't actually seen the one with Nick Frost yet.
That was
Has anybody
the one
heard of a
with,
guy called Eric Pickles? He's a British politician.
Mm-mm.
Are you trying to change the conversation away from Doctor
No,
Who?
absolutely
Okay,
not.
Good.
Tell me. Try and tell me that he doesn't look like a Centauran.
Never seen him. I don't know.
Where is he?
Oh, by the way, Game of Thrones. What's her name?
Does screen share work on this?
The young girl swordsmith.
Sansa. Not Sansa. Sansa's the older sister. The younger.
Maze.
Arya?
Could be.
She's showing up on Doctor
I
Who.
think this character in script is called Boobies 4.
What was that?
Okay, okay, you broke up a little bit. You're breaking up, Simon. It sounds like you're asking what boobies are for.
Guys.
Okay, there he goes. There you tell me that guy doesn't look like a Centauran.
Oh wow.
Oh hell yeah.
Wow.
Centaura, yeah.
You may now surrender for the glory of the Centauran Empire.
Wait, hang on. Let me put him up on screen for a second.
And I hope you have a nice day.
Okay, there we go. Do it one more time.
There you go. Tell me he doesn't look like a Centauran.
Whoa! I recommend a full frontal assault, followed by cookies.
Well, he's
what
an
was
MP.
his name
What
that
is
was
the
with
again?
the reptile alien
The whole
girl?
Paternoster
Yeah.
gang has really grown on me a lot too.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed them.
Anyway, there you go.
And Doctor in the TARDIS is on the side chat.
There we go. Yeah, KLF song.
Oh, is
recommended.
this the one by the people who went on to be the KLF?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's the KLF song, yeah. Oh, the Time Lords, the Glorified Ancients of Moo. Whichever name you want to go by, they've had so many.
So how did you guys feel with the last season there?
I liked it.
I was mixed. I feel like he hasn't found his footing yet.
Yeah.
I did not see any of them at all.
Well, let me check this on the not finding his footing. They could be doing that on purpose because if you really take a look at all the aspects of the character of Peter Capaldi has brought in, especially with the wardrobe, and the fact that it's a whole new regeneration cycle, I think they've rebooted him slightly back to the William Hartnell type character.
That was
Or
an
trying
irascible, not really funny, not really dashing.
Well,
Asshole.
I've heard it speculated that the way that they're doing it in terms of the cycle with the Doctors is going back to essentially each regeneration is mirroring one of the earlier regenerations from the original.
Yeah, William Hartnell was the first.
Yeah.
Hey, has anyone seen the An Adventure in Space and Time? The documentary film about the first episodes or the first few seasons of Doctor Who?
Yep.
That was pretty good. It was well done. It was enjoyable.
Okay. I'm going to screen share.
You know, there was the radio DJ on Radio 1, or it used to be Radio 1, I think it's Radio 2 now. Anyway, there used to be these little comedy skits in the middle of the show, and one of them was, the Daleks. So, like England had done badly, and this Dalek was saying he could do better, and it's like, you drive around on casters, what are you going to do on grass, that kind of thing. But my favourite one, and they're always having these arguments, these two Daleks having an argument. And one of them says one day, "If you don't shut up, I'll tell everybody about your drinking problem."
Okay, all right.
I don't have a drinking... Oh, excuse me, my mouth's gone funny.
Do it
I don't
correctly.
have a drinking problem. And the other one says, "Yes, you do. You don't have a mouth. That sounds like a drinking problem to me."
What are you going to do? Plunger me to death?
By the way, this is my Doctor Who folder.
I have to say, being plungered to death would be a horrible way to go.
Could be kinky. This includes the Peter Cushing movies.
Oh, I remember those.
Oh, yeah. War 1999 or Invasion Earth? Invasion Earth 1999.
Yeah.
2150 and Doctor Who and the Daleks. 65 and 66.
Out of curiosity, do you have the original pilot?
Of Doctor Who?
Mm-hmm.
No one does.
No, nobody
An
does.
Unearthly Child.
I've seen it.
Oh, wait a minute. No, I do have an Earthly Child.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
There are some episodes that apparently are lost.
Yeah, but there's
I thought the
reconstructions
original one
out
was.
there.
The one that had the recorder or the flute, a lot of his.
That's
were
the second
gone.
Doctor.
Yeah,
That's the second
and
Doctor.
they
Peter
did.
Troughton.
It's like they had the audio but not the video.
I'm technically talking pre-Doctor Who.
I thought you
Hold on a
might.
second, guys. They do occasionally find old Doctor Who episodes in some of the weirdest places.
Yeah, no.
Other than people who had old, like very early beta and VHS machines that were recording this stuff, because people do that. I'm talking like they actually find them in TV stations,
In
lost
boxes.
somewhere.
I remember
not even
a year or
box,
so ago they
still-
found a whole bunch of them in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they're still being played. They got like 6 episodes, and they play it all week long, and they just keep running it, and the locals just keep watching it.
By the way, for those who haven't seen this before, this is up to series 18 of Doctor Who. There is a torrent file around. Sorry, but anyway, it's got every episode, including the reconstructions, because the audio was saved elsewhere.
Now the thing is, Para will show this off and try and outgeek everyone. But the answer to that is always to try and get Fabio in the room, because Fabio wins in the end.
Oh, he does. He does. Hands down. He's got a friggin' TARDIS door on his wall. Come on.
Does anyone know how they did in the 70s versions of Doctor Who? How they did? I don't know the answer to this. How they did the tunnel effect at the beginning of the show?
I wouldn't have a clue on that.
It makes me think of the effect at the end of 2001. They called it slit screen, I think.
That matches when they have the 2 walls coming at you, but the other one is a tunnel effect, which couldn't be the slit screen. That camera. They couldn't be that kind of camera. It's a tunnel, and I.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking maybe it's the same principle though. Sort of.
They used the smoke and wind originly. They actually talk about it in one of the one of the look backs. I'm trying to remember which one.
Yeah, because one of Tom Baker was like a tunnel.
Well, it started with the end of the John Pertwee era, and it continued basically into the start of.
Yeah, because originally here.
And then towards the end of the Tom Baker, they went to the kind of a space field.
Yeah, the time vortex.
The original concept, though, for Doctor Who wasn't an alien time traveling. It was a guy that was basically like super intelligent physicist and his family. It has a wife and the kids and this and that. Yes, history lessons, yes.
So basically Lost in Space.
More or less, it might as well have been, but it was lost in time, effectively, without being actually lost. And the original, and it was basically pitched, I think it was a 1 or 2 part thing, and it didn't take, and it wasn't until years later that they started with the actual Doctor Who series after doing a major redo on the principle.
If you like Doctor Who music,
But that you can find.
The top 4 of these of that listing is pretty good. Basically, after the show finished in the 80s, was it early 90s? Can't remember now. They had some music that they were going to use, but they never got around to it, except for the I forgot which one it was. It's like Regeneration Mix, I think it is, and that was used with the McGann one.
Oh, the
96 movie.
The vortex or tunnel was slit scan photography technique. Yeah, it was.
Oh wow!
Well, it started with it was during the last season of John Pertwee. That's when they started it.
By the way, if you look at my avatar screen share, this is the first episode, and the title sequence was the smoke and everything.
Yeah.
But he actually makes mention, I remember some of the script, that I think I'm quite sure in this episode he states that he built the time machine.
And then he has a granddaughter.
Susan.
Susan Foreman.
Yeah.
Which he leaves off in shortly 2100 after the Dalek invasion.
Yeah, he leaves her actually.
Yeah.
I remember that. Surprised they never brought her back or anything.
I'm surprised.
They did bring her back.
Oh, they did?
She was in the 5 Doctors.
Yeah, that's right, the 5 Doctors.
Right. I must have missed that.
They brought her. They brought Jamie back.
Yeah, that's right. And Zoe.
Yeah, each one had their companion.
They brought the granddaughter back. I missed that.
Oh, she was stuck in the TARDIS the whole episode.
Yeah.
Here's a Doctor Who trivia question. Who's the that died?
Who's the what that died?
Only companion that died.
The kid, wasn't it?
In a show.
Oh,
it was one of the
guy
ones
from the other dimension. He was from another space-time thingy.
It was one of the ones from the Fifth Doctor. It was Peter Davison's companion.
Well,
Yeah.
he was Tom Baker's first, and then he continued over into
with
Exactly.
Davison.
Yeah, I want to say his
He
name starts with an
originally
A.
came from- It does. And it
He
was
was a-
N-Space. that it
Yeah,
came from.
it was a different thing, and he left his universe, came to ours. He was a brilliant mathematician, and the master.
I
used him.
remember the kid too, and I can't
Yeah.
remember his name.
He was trying to figure something up. as
Adrian?
The,
Or Adrian or
Cyberman.
Adian, something like
Yeah.
Something like that.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and he died in the past. That's what he was on a ship that blew up, and it took out the dinosaurs.
Here's a question for you, probably one that most people know, but I don't know. The sound of the TARDIS, does anybody know how that was generated?
Yes, I do.
Keys on a piano string.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was Adric, sorry.
Adric, yes.
Yes.
Adric, yeah, that's it, okay.
Yeah, and a master brought him back somehow and used him to create this world or
That's
something.
right. Yeah, and actually, N-Space was the first use of multi-universe,
Actually,
right? Cross, I think.
I think I'm going to have to ask you a trivia question now, Paranor, one that I don't know the answer to.
Okay.
There was an episode of Doctor Who that gave me nightmares as a kid. And it was one of the ones with a master in it. And at the end of it, they have him with his deformed-looking face inside of a clock instead of a TARDIS.
Yeah, that is when he takes over Nissa's father's body. He was at the end of his 13 regeneration sequence.
13th life.
Yeah, his 13th life, and he was trying to find a way to get around it. He did.
I remember that one.
Yeah, took over. And that's when they changed actors, too, because it was the old master and this was the new master.
Yeah.
But he favored the older guy, though. That was so cool.
Yeah, he looked like the older guy.
Yeah.
He found a form he liked.
This makes the Doctor better than a cat because he's got more than 9 lives.
Yeah, I can't remember the episode, but it's
Tarkin.
Yeah, it was Nissa.
The something of Tarkin.
Yes. Oh, he was on the search for the Key of Time at that point.
I remember that series. I actually bought that on DVD.
Yeah.
Oh, that was awesome.
The whole stretch.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
very good. Romana was great. I liked Layla Ward, but I must admit I liked whoever
original?
played it. No, the second when Romana regenerated.
That's Lila Ward.
No. Oh, yes, the original. Yes, you're right. Sorry.
Here's a question. Now, how many people liked Sylvester McCoy as the Doctor? Because I thought it was okay.
Tamara something. I like Sylvester.
I like Sylvester McCoy.
I don't remember which one he was.
He was the last of the original series.
Yeah.
The curly-haired motherfucker?
The one after that.
With a little sort of bowler hat and...
Yeah.
His
He had a number
sidekick
of
was aged with the explosives.
Not the curly-haired motherfucker, because the curly-haired guy with the weird colored pants I didn't like.
Yeah, Colin Baker. Nobody liked him really.
Yeah, Sylvester had an umbrella.
The idea behind Colin
Yeah.
Baker was he was supposed to be a messed up regeneration that was going to get better, but they didn't give him time to get better.
Well,
that was
Doctor in his-
also.
Doctor
If
in
I-
his Technicolor dream pants.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, too, that was that doctor was heavily influenced by management.
Yes, the president of the BBC at the time of programming was married to Colin Baker's ex-wife,
Right.
and they did not get along.
Here's kind of the issue. It seems like whenever program management or station management gets involved in a series, it seems to just go... Doesn't matter what the series is.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they don't know what's going on. They think they know what will make it better, and
Hey, Fishhead, how's it going? Tonight we're just talking... Well, we were talking about movies, now we're on Doctor Who. Insomnia Shuffle's just passing the time, man. Just chilling out. Theology's always off the table.
In my opinion, the other really good British sci-fi was Blake's Seven.
Blake's Seven, yes, sir.
Red Dwarf.
Red
Well,
Dwarf,
Red
very
Dwarf's
good.
back, aren't they? Or
They
a
did
spin-off?
Yeah, it's coming back for 2 more seasons. They've signed
Okay.
them all up for 2 more seasons.
They had a special and another season, or a mini-series.
And then a season. The miniseries was followed by a season.
Right.
And now they got 2 more seasons coming.
Are we talking Red Dwarf?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 The,
But Blake
the only
7 was
problem
good.
is I found it not so good without unless you got Grant and Naylor, it doesn't seem to be quite as good.
Yeah, but one of them died.
I think they're a counterpoint with each other. That one sort of said no, that joke's getting a bit too silly or too stale or something like that. And
Well, they reached a point where a lot of the actors were able to really chime in heavily on that because they played them for so long.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to ask if anybody's heard or seen a Canadian sci-fi series called The Starlost.
Oh God, horrendous.
No.
Wait,
Yes, I have.
when we say horrendous, are we saying as bad as the Tomorrow People?
Tomorrow People, I have a soft spot for.
Really?
It
It
was
was on Nickelodeon in some of my formative years.
Oh,
And
yeah,
so,
I get that. I get that. Yeah.
And
really,
Eden's watching it nowadays, I can see the pain.
Who
I can see
else?
how bad it is.
Who else but the BBC could make 2 shows where your arch nemesis is a weather balloon?
Yeah. Well, no, this wasn't BBC. The Tomorrow People wasn't BBC. It was Tim's.
Yeah.
Still,
yeah.
it's all made in England.
Well, true.
It was.
You
Still,
know-
oh gosh, was that bad though?
Run down the street and be in panic, and the alien will chase you. You throw a weather balloon down the street. It's like,
Boing, boing.
Yep.
No, I still have a bit of a soft spot for that show, just because of where it was in my life.
Okay.
The opening credits for it, I think, are really cool. I'll look them up on YouTube every now and then, just for nostalgia's sake.
As a
The
reminder
most
to-
recent remake they did of the Tomorrow People.
Oh, they
not
did a
do so well.
remake.
Did not
Ooh.
Yeah, they did the CW did a season,
Oh.
like not last year, but the year before.
I
Ooh.
saw the pilot of that. That really sucked.
It wasn't that good. Now Nickelodeon did a Tomorrow People in the '90s that was not bad. wasn't great, but wasn't bad.
How about the new Thunderbirds? What do people think of that?
I haven't seen it.
I've not seen it yet either.
I say the graphics and the visual styles are really, and they try to emulate in one way the digital puppets anyway to look like puppets, right? So they're kind of keeping that, but the writing sucks.
I thought of another British science
You
fiction
done
show that
giving
was
everyone
pretty
epilepsy,
good.
huh?
UFO.
Okay.
Oh, that was awesome. For its
Don't
time,
remember
that was
that
pretty awesome.
Late '70s sci-fi,
Yeah.
mid-late '70s sci-fi.
Very, very
Find
mature.
UFO on YouTube.
Yes. It's on Hulu. I think the entire series is on Hulu.
It was a
It was for a
very
while.
mature show.
As a quick reminder to the audience, I'm not sure how long we're going to actually be running tonight. I'm probably going to just let this go. But at the same point, the link is in the description. Anyone that wants to join is welcome to do so. This hangout can support up to 15 people.
What was that? Gary and Sylvia Anderson. They was on a roll
Yes.
there for a while.
Well, UFO was not Sylvia. That was after they got divorced.
Oh, okay.
I just want to show you this. I thought you might be interested. This is Oxford Road near, Earl's Court. And if you have a watch, oh look,
You're not sharing,
Oh,
Cliffy.
what? I saw the TARDIS.
No,
yeah.
Well, yeah.
that's not the TARDIS.
Nah, police
No.
box.
That's a police box, dude.
Well, when I see something, when I go TARDIS.
Wait a minute. No, wait a second.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, that's
Go back to that.
Hang on. Where's it gone?
Go back to it, please.
It jumped.
When you get
Oh, she looks good.
Of course it jumped. It's a TARDIS, right?
Oh, UFO. Yes, I've heard of that.
Yeah, that's still a police. That's a
For
police.
some reason, even though the show was taking place and the time the show was being produced, everyone on the moon had blue hair.
No, they actually
Oh.
explained that.
Why did they have all blue hair? Or
No,
purple
they
or
actually.
whatever?
You can actually find a reason for that online.
Okay, they had a no
Oh.
prize for it.
Yeah, basically. No, this wasn't just a no prize. This was actually explained by the people who made the show.
Okay.
That's it. Yes, it is a wig, but because you're in space and you have like no gravity or an artificial gravity, and the systems they're working with, really what it is, it's an anti-static and like to keep your hair from floating around or breaking off your head.
It's a gravity weight.
Yes, it's a gravity wig.
Oh
Basically, it's a
Okay.
sci-fi hairnet.
no! Oh my!
Oy vey.
Yep.
And the other justification for it was that to make it appear as the future, wigs like hats would be used in fashion or even in uniforms.
Cute.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Fail.
One thing I loved about those shows was the miniature work. Yeah, the miniature work was amazing. The detail.
Yeah, they did. I mean, that was Gary Anderson. That was kind of his gig was miniatures.
Well, Journey to the Far Side of the Sun had an amazing scene at the end.
I remember that movie.
Yeah, when Roy Sinnis was coming back and he crashed into that rocket that was on the launch pad. That
Yeah.
scene was like, wow.
It was,
I mean, that model had to have been huge.
Changeling, or what was the other name they had for that?
Oh, I don't know. I just remember
It was like
Journey to the Far Side
Changeling,
of the Sun.
or
Yeah.
but that was a good flick.
Another British sci-fi thing that that travelled well was Thunderbirds.
Yeah, we were just talking about them.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, they've done a reboot of sorts with it, so
Yeah.
that was mentioned a moment ago. Or at
A
least
lot of the
one.
Gary Anderson stuff. Traveled pretty well.
Jerry Anderson.
Jerry, sorry.
Didn't
I
the
thought it was
guy that
Gary.
did the music for it go on to do music for the Bond movies?
Say it
Or
again.
did the guy that did the music for a lot of the Gary Anderson stuff, didn't he go on to do Bond movies?
I don't know.
Or maybe the name was similar.
That's one I wouldn't know.
He did all sorts of things. He did Captain Scarlet and Joe 90, all sorts of things.
Yeah. Rocket 5.
Also, after that, when I was a kid, I had my own generation, which is Terrorhawks.
Supercar. Yeah, the very first one that I know of. Fireball XL5, Stingray.
Captain Scarlet.
I'm just randomly thinking about Knight Rider. God, I hated that show.
Oh.
Really?
I really liked it when I was a kid, but then again,
Well, I was in elementary school at the time, so it was awesome to me. Looking on it now, it's like, what? Why?
Yeah.
Why did I enjoy this
You
show?
have to like it more than the Bionic Man, though.
No, I love the
$6 Million Man.
I love the $6 Million
that show.
Man though. I love that one.
I recognize
both
the
of
fact
those
that it's
shows.
not a good show.
I had the robot doll with the changeable faces.
Yeah.
Now, what I want to know about the $6 Million Man is, has he improved? Has the price gone up?
It would have to.
Okay, I actually know quite a bit about the $6 Million Man.
Yeah, he's pretty cheap nowadays.
It's based off of a novel called Cyborg by Martin Caden. And the original TV movie was actually pretty close to the novel.
Well, I've got to say though, the big problem with the $6 Million Man is once you get to cybernetics and walk off the lot, everything drops in price by about 50%. I mean, the value just drops the moment you take it off the lot.
After 6 months, he's out of date.
Yeah, in the novel, they did that. They could fix everything but his
eye
stuff.
Oh man, hang on. Fishhead just mentioned something. Steve Austin when he met Bigfoot boarding the UFO. That was fucking wild. I remember that episode. The hallway that was spinning and what have you. A lot of those things, really, for the crappy budget they had, were really well done for the time.
Well, the guy who wrote the novel, that the originally it was 3 TV movies that were actually pretty good production values. And after the first season is when halfway through the first season, when they started introducing all the sound effects.
Oh,
And it got to where he couldn't blink without giving a sound effect. He couldn't turn his head without giving a sound effect.
I mean,
And,
the
but they didn't
sheer
start doing that
level
until
of
halfway through the first season.
But the sheer level of cheese, and we're talking a finely aged cheese at that point. It went off the rails during the first fucking season, never mind later on. I mean, it was cheese from the onset, and they just managed to find ways to make it cheesier.
To the point where the author of the original stuff asked his name to be pulled from it. Martin Caden asked for his name to be pulled.
In the original novel, wasn't there compartments in the legs or something?
Yes. And he had a radio built in. Yeah. He had a dart gun built into his finger.
Cool. And there was something about there was a problem matching the prosthetic with the skin, so you couldn't tell the difference.
Well, it wasn't a problem. It wasn't a problem, but it was mentioned. It was something they actually dealt with.
They had to drop the dart gun out on his finger because he scratched his ass one time.
Another thing was he couldn't run any faster than a normal human. He could just run forever.
Gotcha.
As opposed to the show that he could move a lot further and faster than anyone else by moving really slowly.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to tell you.
Well, it wasn't just moving slowly. You needed that.
Originally, that was the voice sound effect for a bad guy in the show, the robot.
Here's a really bad sci-fi TV show.
John Sachs.
Was Automan. Did you ever see that?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Incidentally, Fishhead, I defy what you just said. The Bionic Woman never existed. Never happened. That
was Knight Rider the first show that brought about introducing bad guys via the Van Dyke? Is that
No, it had to be Star Trek.
Was it Star Trek?
Oh yeah.
That's, you're right. It was totally. I remember Captain Kirk had the yep.
The entire fucking Romulan race.
They did, didn't they? They like the.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Evil opposite.
Hello.
Yeah, the entire Romulan race all had that kind of, I don't know.
Well, it's the same deal with the Klingons in the original series.
Right, but I was thinking specifically of like the evil opposite.
Was it was it the Romulans or Klingons that all had the Van Dykes? I don't remember.
Spock had a beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a time when both Spock and Jim had a Van Dyke, didn't they?
No.
They were evil? No.
Well, didn't the original Romulan episode have him in a goatee in that? Who, by the way, was the original
father. It was Sarge. It was the father of Spock.
Mark
Bernard.
Yeah, the father.
Wait, Van Dyke or goatee?
Yeah.
I'll tell you an interesting
Van Dyke
thing
is,
about Star Trek.
Goatee's just chin.
Oh, right. No, he had the full.
Interesting Star Trek trivia.
Okay, who's echoing?
Nicholas Meyer, I think it is. He was the director for Wrath of Khan. And one of the problems he had was that Shatner is somewhat of a hammy actor. And what I mean by that is that he kind of overacts a little bit sometimes, largely because he was used to being the leading man in a stage show or something. So he'd be professing to the back row and things like that. So his speech was glitchy. And when it came to movies, when it came to movies, they wanted him to be a little bit more like a real person rather than an actor.
I remember that what the director told him was.
You dropped
yeah,
out
what the director told him was.
Oh right. Well, anyway, what the plan was that the director he decided that he would make him do like 20 takes or something like that, because after about the 10th or 11th, he stopped acting like an actor and started acting like a person.
Yeah. Well,
and that was how he got better performances out of him.
Yeah. He was on Stratford-Avonlea in Ontario. I mean, he's supposedly classically trained.
Yeah.
Well, if you go back in cinema, though, and you go back, there are certain time periods, and this was shortly after they started going to the talkies and what have you. A lot of the people that they brought in were people that just did the stage acting, and it's a very different kind of thing, but they're still acting like stage actors. You see these old things like, talking to the back row kind of thing, like, oh, no, 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 and you have the person up there, then this big pomp and circumstance and massive overacting. I mean, it took quite some time for people to start acting like humans. Before that, they were acting like they were on stage for giving a performance. Or in a silent movie, yeah.
If you look at the silence, like with Errol Flynn and all that, I mean, yes, he usually did over-dramatized anyway, but I mean, he was really over the top.
Yeah.
What I was talking about, there was the with Shatner, was the director wanted to make Shatner or Captain Kirk as an aging character, and Shatner had a really hard time with it until the director told him, "Well, think of Spencer Tracy." After he got older, he aged gracefully into it.
Yeah.
I was able to talk him into actually wearing glasses, that sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
I tell you what, original series though, don't ever wear a red shirt.
Hey, yeah, no kidding.
Hey,
Next
Generation as well.
I believe the characters were called things like Ensign Expendable and Ensign Dead Meat.
Ensign Expendable. Ensign Expendable is my friend.
Why the red shirts always got shot first? It's because all the aliens you meet, their color spectrum, their eyes pick up, they see the red.
No, there was actually a gag done about that. I think it was in one of the more recent movies. About somebody that was wearing red and they told them to change or something like that, or asked them why they were wearing that.
Well, one of the best references was Fire.
Was it Space Quest?
Yeah. It's so you can't see the blood that's bound to end up there eventually.
Space Quest, they had
Space Quest was fucking great.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, it was greatness, and it was.
The character didn't even have a last name,
but it was done with love. That was the thing. These are guys who love Star Trek, but they still ripped it to shreds.
Oh, it was very well done, really.
Yes.
Yeah.
My favorite was the transporter. Well, it's not really a science; it's more of an art.
Oh, it's definitely people that love it that are going to rip it to shreds. People that hate it aren't going to watch it enough.
Yeah.
They're not going to see all the problems.
The thing is, you can be somebody that hates it and rip it to shred, but it's not going to be fun.
Well, no, I mean, what I'm saying is
it needs to be
someone
fun.
that loves it is going to watch every episode multiple times, and they're going to have a way better resource of knowledge.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know, I impressed the Fundamentally Flawed crew when that was going on, when I said, how geeky is it that I can tell what episode of Star Trek you're watching in the background, Dr. Matt?
Yep. You want to talk about old sci-fi movies that still hold up really well? Forbidden Planet.
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
Oh,
Leslie
yeah.
Nielsen.
For that matter, The Day the Earth Stood Still, the original.
Yes. When Worlds Collide.
And we have trivia from
Even
the chat.
Alien.
We have trivia from the chat. Does anyone remember that movie Shatner did back in the early 60s that had made-up language?
I saw that just recently.
Esperanto. It wasn't. Yeah, the whole movie was done in Esperanto.
Oh,
right?
it was actually Esperanto. Okay. So
Yeah,
yes, a made-up
it
language,
wasn't-
but
I
an
mean, it
actual
was a
made-up language.
but it wasn't a made-up language.
Oh, for a second I thought they were talking about the Baptist church and people talking and speaking in tongues.
No, I'm pretty
That's
sure. I think I remember hearing
Okay.
about this, but I don't think I ever saw it. Is this right? Like, was it done?
Planet
in
of the
Esperanto?
Apes.
Oh, yes.
Charlton Heston.
Shatner was in there?
That's what Fishhead Salad's indicating, and we can fact check it if you'd like.
I don't recall.
I can't bring up another
Well,
screen right
maybe he
now.
was
I'm
in-
at my maximum monitors.
Guys, stop.
He might. Could he have been an ape?
I don't know.
Might have had a suit on. No one would have seen him. I don't know. I don't remember.
Hang on. I'm making with the fact check now.
We must do Google Foo, but I'm at maximum monitors with all the screens I need open to do this, like in this format.
Mark Leonard was in it. Who was
Spock's dad. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Which Planet of the Apes is the question?
Yeah.
Well, this is from the
no, hold on. Audition.
Oh, is that what?
Oh wait, no, Planet of the Apes, the movie.
Yes. Shatner auditioned for Planet of the Apes.
Okay, no Shatner and Planet of the Apes. I don't find
That's the difference. So it probably came down to either Shatner or Heston.
I thought I was going nuts there. I'm like, no, I know he didn't star in it, but what the hell?
He auditioned for it. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
So it's Ron Harper, James Naughton, Mark.
The Planet of the Apes is just responding to great sci-fi movies. Never mind. Okay. Now it makes sense. Well, what was the name of the one that he did the Esperanto in? To go back to the first question, then.
Oh, okay, man, Esperanto. I haven't seen Esperanto since the stainless steel rap books.
You won't see it because no one ever speaks it anymore.
Hell no.
Yeah. The manufactured international language.
Yeah.
Arnold Rimmer did.
It was to be used by the UN to get everyone in. It's this whole idea of unifying Europe.
Arnold Rimmer
speak a
did.
common language.
Yeah.
Arnold Rimmer learned it.
Yeah, but then again, you didn't know what gazpacho soup was either.
Yeah, but that's Rimmer.
Gazpacho soup.
Remember Arnold Day.
And there
Smoke
I
me a
sat
kippa.
eating
Back in the
my
morning.
piping hot gazpacho soup.
And those two words were his death words. Gestapo soup. Or not Gestapo.
Gazpacho.
You know, one of my favorite insults I've used on it was a 9/11 Truther video, and someone had said that the reason why the BBC got leaked the information about Building 7 coming down early was because of the clock change. And I paraphrased a Red Dwarf quote about laser cannons, and I said the reason, it's a nice conspiracy with only two problems. Number one is the clocks change in October, and number two, the clocks change in October. But I thought it was and I know that strictly speaking it's only one problem, but I thought it was such a big problem it was worth mentioning twice.
Twice. Yay for Crichton.
The best episode of Red Dwarf, the funniest bit I've ever seen in it, is when they get sucked into the reverse time.
Backwards.
And at the end, when he comes up, where's the cat? Yeah, no, he accepts the ship. Because he just pops out.
My favorite bit is actually from Red Dwarf is actually not very much of the episode at all. It's when they they start getting capsules from old Earth, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. One capsule that's a news report, and in the news report they had found a missing page of the Bible.
Yeah.
And it apparently went right in the front, and it said to Jenny, with love. All characters represented are, oh God, that killed me. Killed me.
I found it funny.
What about the episode where Rimmer finds the garbage pod?
Oh, jeez.
And all the writing is kind of rubbed off of it and stuff, and he's going to do this autopsy on this alien.
Quarantine.
This is the sarcophagus they launched him into. No, it's last night's dinner.
You're talking about Quarantine, right?
Yes, yes.
Oh God, what a good episode!
It's the garbage box they throw out.
I think one of the best quotes of the opening one, the first episode, and it's when he's talking about Kachansky, and she's just a pile of dust, and said, "Well, she won't be much use not unless it snows and you need something to grit the path with."
Wow.
What about where Lester keeps walking around the ship and he keeps eating the little piles of dust?
They're dead, Dave. Everyone's dead. They're all dead.
Dead. What have I been eating?
What about Kachansky? She's dead, Dave.
I'll give you another quote, which is I've been fished to death.
Fish!
Oh, the cat was
trout a la creme. Enjoy your meal. Fish!
Yeah.
Today's fish is trout a la creme. Enjoy your meal. Fish! Today's fish was trout. Anyway, it's 6 times.
How am I looking? I'm looking good. My suit's looking good. My hair's looking good. I'm looking
My
good.
shadow's looking good. Damn, I'm looking good.
How am I looking now?
All right, Shadow, this way.
This is mine. That's mine. This is mine. All of this is mine, except that bit. I don't want that bit. But all
This is
the rest
mine,
of
that's
it
mine,
is
that's mine.
mine.
I don't want that bit there, but this is mine, that's mine.
Oh, here's a movie quote for you.
Apparently, he modelled himself on James Brown.
Yep. Here's a movie quote for you. It's fantastical comedy. I don't know what it is, but I want it, and I want it now.
Oh.
I don't know.
Shit.
I have no idea.
I'll give you
Drawing a blank.
Michael Palin is in it, and hello, Kevin and Chicky.
Oh, we're in trouble now. Jello, I'm going to have to eject you.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Just a little bit of a puppy gasm.
I'm going to have to eject Jello now. Jackie came in.
I've been dying to hear that.
Oh wait, that's actually
That's
his
why
profile pic. Oh,
Yeah, that's his
no.
profile pic, yeah.
Oh no.
Here's a little brown dog.
Jesus.
It's Jabberwocky, by the way.
I just love that fucking sound.
Hello,
Well,
Jackie.
she sounds like Meg Ryan in the coffee shop.
No kidding.
I'll have what she's having.
Yeah, no kidding.
Calm down.
Okay, I'm going to have to turn down your volume of the stream at this rate.
Jackie, it's just an animated GIF.
Oh, I remember that scene. I have what she's having.
Yeah, Jackie's having a puppy gasm.
Yeah, Kevin doesn't know you, but I can give your girlfriend a puppy gasm.
Yellow, pull that brown dog one. That's funny as well.
Oh, you want? Okay, you want to see the dash end?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna mute.
So was there actually a conversation that got railed off?
Yeah. There was a conversation. We had
We're
rails
going
for
massive
about.
pop culture.
Well, we had like we were on the rails for almost the entire 2 hours of the shuffle so far.
Yeah.
All on movies and classic. Basically, we're just thinking back and going, "Wow, man." We started off with
Doctor Who for 45 minutes.
We started off with old video
Okay.
games and went to Doctor Who and all kinds of classic movies and shit.
I'm
Yes.
gonna give you a quote, just 2 words. Tell me what it comes from, and I bet it's not gonna be hard. I lied.
Oh, it's
Doctor
Arnold Schwarzenegger. He
Yeah.
drops the guy off a cliff.
Bill Shatner, Star Trek 3, The Kirk for Spock.
You said you
The
weren't
search
gonna
for
kill
Spock.
me.
That was down towards the end. The Klingon says, "Wait, you said you would great. You said you were going to kill me. I lied."
Yeah, but Arnold Schwarzenegger said it
What I
too.
was thinking of. Yeah, Heavy's got it. It's from
Commando or
Commando.
something.
Yeah, I knew it was Schwarzenegger, but it wasn't Terminator.
Let off some steam.
Yeah, it was from Commando. It's like he says, to Sully, his name is, and he says, you know what
Remember
I said I would kill you last?
I
Yes,
lied.
yes, you did. I lied.
Good Schwarzenegger movie, sci-fi-ish of sorts, fantastical. True Lies.
I like
Okay,
that
That
one.
was-
here's
that was
here
a
is
fun movie.
a question.
Jesus
If
Christ.
anybody knows the answer.
That was one of the fake with a really bad sexy dance, right?
Yeah.
Oh, but that was so cool when
That was
she,
a great- that was
she's
a great
doing
scene.
this thing and she slips and falls.
Yeah, that was a great scene.
Jamie Curtis.
Especially because she can actually dance, for crying out loud.
Mm.
That,
And
that
she
was
looks good
classic.
doing it.
Yep, but she was told to do it badly, and freaking hilarious.
So, hey, Jackie.
Yes, I'm sure she sees it.
She's screaming in text.
Yes! Yes, she's screaming in
Okay, that's enough of that. Oh,
Does
boy.
anybody remember X the Unknown? It was an old British movie.
Yes.
When I saw that as a kid, that scared me to death.
Which one?
What are we
I
talking
mean, the
about here?
suspense through the whole thing, yeah, it was awesome.
Which movie?
X the Unknown, old British black and white movie.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah,
How do
it
you
was this
spell that?
mud. Like this.
We still have some room, Fishhead. If you want to come in, you're welcome, We have the link down there.
And Quatermass in the Pit.
Quatermass.
That was
all the Quatermass movies were good.
Quatermass.
Quater.
Yeah, the one with the pit though. That was
Not
awesome.
quarter, it's Quater.
Yeah, a Quatermass. Okay.
Has anybody seen The Quiet Earth, British film?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes, I have.
They were doing some sort of free energy or something thing, and it zapped everybody to another dimension off the Earth, and there was 3 people left.
Okay, I don't think I have seen it.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Puppy's gone, which means there's going to be something even more horrifying. Jello!
Well, I had to get rid of the.
Oh yeah. Like this guy doesn't give a shit. He's serious. Boom, boom.
This is the definition of America. Fuck yeah.
America.
Texas.
He goes through one freedom, which knocks his pants down, and then once his pants are down, he's like, "Fuck it, I'll just let go of another freedom right there, because freedom." Fuck it.
Okay.
Yeah, the back of his shirt's too long.
Let's see now. Can I turn off somebody's? No, I can't. Oh, well.
Okay, I'm gonna play something for you, and I want you to tell me what it is. What the
Oh my God, raving Hitler.
No. Listen.
Oh, that has been in so many
Wilhelm
movies.
Yeah, that's the Wilhelm scream.
Okay, but what movie was it from?
A lot of movies.
Bunch of movies.
What wasn't it
How are
from?
we gonna name that one?
Empire Strikes Back. It
Oh.
was in one of the Matrix movies.
Indiana Jones.
Actually, one of the first films to feature it was Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Porkins.
It was from a movie in the 50s, though.
I thought it was Empire Strikes
Yeah,
Back.
it dates back to the 50s and things.
Yeah.
Porkins. That's the sound Porkins made when he got gacked in the original Star Wars.
Oh,
A guy that goes into the Sarlacc does it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're talking about Boba Fett. The first time it appears in the movie Star Wars actually is a stormtrooper that Skywalker shot falling into the bowels of the Death Star.
That's right. Landing bay. Battle for the Millennium Falcon.
A friend of mine has actually been on the piss with Boba Fett.
Cool.
Oh,
Jeremy
Kazoom.
Bullock.
Kazoom just said something comment-wise in text, and don't ever mention that again, please.
I've actually seen that movie.
Hey,
It was actually at a youth group sleepover at one of the.
Well, that's not the movie though. Okay, should we not talk about the movie Shadow?
Ooh, go ahead.
The movie is the movie.
Peter Weller.
What's that?
Peter Weller.
Yeah. It's but the name of the movie is Buckaroo Banzai.
Adventures Across the Eighth Dimension. Love that movie.
And he drives into the mountain, which is another dimension.
Were there more than one movie then?
There was actually intentioned to be more than one.
Honestly, I'd much rather be watching Amazon Women on the Moon.
Yeah.
I like that movie too.
That was a good one.
Big Trouble in Little China.
They have written some sequels.
Oh, classic!
stories.
Big Trouble in Little China. Big classic. Yeah.
Okay,
the
here's a bit of
actor
trivia
who
for you.
played the bad guy. He was awesome.
Here's a bit of trivia for you, Shadow.
Okay.
Big Trouble in Little China started its genesis as Buckaroo Banzai versus the World League of Evil.
I did not know that. However, I always did think that it inspired Mortal Kombat with half of its villains.
Yeah. And the coolest thing about that movie is the hero of that movie is not actually the hero. He's the sidekick.
Really?
It's not necessarily.
He's the sidekick.
Oh yeah, the Asian dude is probably the hero, right?
Yeah, he's the hero.
Does anyone know what movie this line is from? I'm a comedy sidekick. It's not gonna work.
Ooh,
Heavy Metal.
No, I don't.
Heavy Metal. I think.
It's the one I actually just forgot the name of it right as I'm about to say it. It was a comedy with Arnold Schwarzenegger and it was to make fun of all of his
Last Action Hero.
movies.
Yeah.
Last Action.
Yes.
Right.
Where he comes out of the movie.
Honestly, I kind of enjoyed that one. I
enjoyed that too.
It utterly bombed.
And the
little kid was on a bicycle bouncing around.
It bombed because realistically the movie was a complete piece of shit. I did like it too. But I acknowledge that as movies go, it was a piece of shit.
I was like most people in the world and never saw it.
Though
Last
having
Action
met-
It's actually
Hero,
not
really?
bad.
That
It
shouldn't
really isn't.
surprise you. Like, a lot of people didn't see that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk about cheese. Doc Savage.
Oh my God, that was a horrendous movie.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That was,
can
I was so mad because they got
cheese
so
that
much
I've been
room
wa-
to make a good movie out of that.
And they screwed the pooch on it too. I saw that
it was a
movie.
bad
I was
movie.
horrified.
Shifting
There's
gears.
a-
Ron
Dark,
Eli as Doc Savage.
shifting gears. Dark City.
Love that movie.
Ooh, nice.
Love
Really
it.
good
Love
flick.
it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah,
I've got to say, I've only ever watched 2 movies that I thought, this is so rubbish, I'm not even going to bother with the other, with half of it. I mean, I went to Blockbusters, borrowed a video, it shows how long ago that was, and you could get like 3 for £5 or something. And so I just said, oh, well, National Lampoons, I like those, they're, it's like the Loaded Weapon ones and things like that. And so it's like, oh, yeah, I'll go with this one. Men in White, it was rubbish.
Never even heard of it.
Never heard of it either.
It was, like I say, it was the equivalent of, it was like Men in Black, but they were in white, and it was a National Lampoons thing.
However, since you did kind of mention Naked Gun 3.5.
No, it was 2.5.
A movie
Was it
about
2.5
being
or-
hurt.
It was 2.5 or 33 1/3.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I screwed up. Oh well.
The third Naked Gun was 33 1/3. Yep.
Okay, I just saw a trailer for a sequel coming out.
Uh-oh.
Vacation.
Oh.
What vacation?
Vacation.
They're
Oh, okay.
redoing it.
Nice.
No, they're not redoing it. Kind of.
It's not a
Oh,
reboot.
no, hold on.
Vacation.
I just watched the trailer of this yesterday here.
It's Rusty's Vacation.
Yeah, Rusty
Oh shit!
wanted to take the kids to Wally World, like he did 30 years ago.
Oh
20 years ago
no.
when he was a kid. It was the
Oh.
best time of his life.
Oh.
And at one point in the movie, it says, "What? I never even knew there was a first vacation. That's okay. This vacation should stand on its own." So,
So apparently, I'm not the only person here that's into serious cheese.
Oh,
No.
There is a really good,
As long as it's
a
properly
really bad
aged
series
cheese.
on Netflix right now called Danger 5.
oh yes.
And if you like your B-rate shit, this is like
What it reminds me of is Electro Woman and Dyna Girl.
with a
Oh,
little
wow.
bit of what's that?
Oh, I know. I've seen
C-Lab,
that, but I
maybe a
don't.
little bit of C-Lab mixed in with it.
Yeah, C-Lab 2021.
Oh,
Yeah.
Now, did anybody like Sequest? I quite liked it. And
Oh wait a minute, maybe Sequest was the show I'm thinking of. Is it C-Lab or Sequest?
C-Lab was the cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Sequest is the one I was
Sequest
thinking
was the
of.
one with the kid that made the thing that let him talk to the fucking dolphin or some shit like that, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought it was good, and then it introduced space aliens and got stupid.
I
Well,
honestly didn't
The show
really
jumped
like
the shark
it.
early.
Yeah, that's why, and that'd be why it jumped the shark real fucking early.
It came on the air at the same time as the Superman show, and it was on at the same time as the Superman show, the Lois and Clark. And I know where I was putting my attention.
Yeah, but it was one of those shows that I'm
Superman
like,
show
oh,
jumped
let's
the shark
watch
in
it.
the third season.
But yeah, it was like, oh, let's watch it. Let's see if this is any good. And the first episode, I'm like, it might have potential. Second episode, I'm like, I'm getting bored. Third episode, I'm like,
I didn't mention the other film that I thought was
That had
really,
giant
really,
mechs on it.
really rubbish, and that was someone pointed it to me recently, and I went, I can't watch any more of this. I stopped, and it was Theodore Rex.
Oh yes, very very bad.
Oh, it is so awful, and I can only imagine that the premise for this is, okay, people like cop movies and people like dinosaurs. Let's put them together, because that would be awesome. Except for they were wrong. It was awful, not
very
awesome.
wrong.
Apparently, they're actually making a sequel to The Incredibles,
Yes.
which is one of the greatest movies of all time, at least animated.
I agree. It was a really good movie.
Oh, I've got to tell you this. I chat to Hilary Pugh fairly often. She does sewing. She makes clothes for a living. And it was her son's birthday a couple of weeks ago. and she said she made him something, and so I just showed a picture. I showed the clip of Edna talking about capes. No capes, you know.
Yeah.
Capes are
And
bad.
she's like, I don't understand. I don't get the reference.
Of course.
And that was because I misheard what she said. She said I made him a cake.
Oh.
So I confused the hell out of her with like, what's this thing about capes?
She confuses easily anyway, but at
Well,
least
I
he didn't
could
get
see
angry.
you two fucking bouncing off of each other trying to get to what was actually said. That must have been a hilarious and horrifying 2 hours.
No,
Cliff knows how to talk to her. He really does.
Yeah. We chat about 3 or 4 times a week.
The thing is, when I go into a hangout and Hillary's going a little off the wall, as she does sometimes, especially when she's been drinking, I call out Cliff to come help.
The thing to bear in mind with Hillary is that she's got Asperger's that's worse than mine.
A lot
And
worse.
when she starts getting rattled, she starts to kind of slow down. And in text, she's fine, but she kind of gets a bit flustered, and then she starts getting irritable, and then people start cutting her up and things like that. And
then she
you know,
goes
that's
on
when
the
things start
attack.
falling to pieces.
And a lot of
So-
time people don't actually start cutting her up, but she takes it that way anyway, and that's where most of the
Yeah.
issues come from, yeah.
I won't speak to her again.
Kazoon just brought up Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That had clown comedy.
Oh,
at the
wow,
end
I
of it.
remember that. Oh, I wish I didn't. I wish I didn't remember that.
Then
Oh,
you
no.
I don't know if anybody.
And you have a
gets-
couple of ancient favorites. Teenagers from Outer Space. Anybody remember that one?
Yeah. Old black and white movie. Had giant crab monsters.
How about the cat from outer space?
Oh, Disney flick.
Disney movie,
Yes.
Not sure who this one is, but let's give him a shot.
How about Escape
When they
from Witch
dip
Mountain?
mayonnaise.
What about Escape from Witch Mountain?
Oh yeah.
Right, with
And
Disney.
Return to Witch Mountain.
Oh shit! Yes.
Early Disney.
How many people like Bedazzled? Kind of like the devil.
All right.
Not the Bedazzlers, the Bedazzled, yeah.
Has anybody seen the movie The Blood of Heroes?
No.
Not even.
That sounds familiar.
Nobody?
No, it sounds familiar.
Is the movie Glitter as bad as everyone says?
I wouldn't know.
I don't know how bad do they say it is.
It's a Mariah Carey movie.
I hate
Probably.
Hang
Okay,
on.
it's him.
Bye-bye.
He jumped into Eve's hangout earlier.
We have a troll. I'm so glad you have nothing better to do with your life than sit in your mom's basement and troll people.
I've seen Blood of Heroes.
Kevin, are you
Give me a
upstairs?
little
or
help on
downstairs?
Blood of Heroes. I'm not sure if I remember that one.
I am in a basement. I am not in my mom's basement, though.
Good call.
How do you get so many people into a hangout?
Because this is a corporate style hangout. I run them all the time.
Man, this is my
People
first.
try to join. It doesn't show you who's in, but it can support up to 15
oh,
people.
come on. Keep
It
it-
costs me $5 a month.
I did not know about that.
Yeah,
It's
I saw.
I'm not as popular as you though, so it doesn't mean anything to me.
Well, it's not a matter of popularity. It's a matter of being able to actually control the fucking room with this many in it.
I know, but you've got to get people in there.
The movie Troll. There's a film I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
Oh.
My sister absolutely loved that movie, almost as much as she loved The Lost Boys. And we don't talk about the Neverending Story too. Holy crap!
Actually, you know what? Neverending Story, I liked the movie when it
The
came
first
out.
movie, very good.
The first
Then
one, of
I
course.
then
Terrible.
I found out what the actual story, the real Neverending Story, the actual book was about. And holy shit, did they fuck that up. They need to do a proper dark, gritty reboot by the book. I'd love that.
You know,
I didn't know it was a book before it was a movie.
It was a book.
I got
And-
very confused by the Neverending Story movie because it finished.
Well, no. The movie finished. The story didn't.
Yeah.
Well, From what I
Yeah.
recently found out in the book, what happens is the kid reading the book ends up basically deciding that he wants to become the emperor. Starts this huge war, him versus Atreyu, and in order to kill the princess so he can take over and essentially become godlike. And he's given a certain number of wishes, and he goes through and does all these horrible, horrible things with them because the power corrupts the crap out of him.
So
And
basically, he turns into Johnny Psycho.
He turns into the villain. He turns into the villain of the story, and then has to use the last of his wishes trying to see if he can fix things.
Wow.
After his buddy Atreyu tries to kill him.
Well,
I mean,
I'd say
it
it
actually gets
sounds like
really freaking dark.
it sounds like he turned into Johnny Psycho. Sorry, Psycho Johnny. You know, Johnny's KZJ, whatever it is. You know, if he was empowered to eradicate anybody who disagreed with him.
Well, the second
Plus
one,
James.
Yeah.
Here's
Well,
another.
if you're going to be running for a while, I'll be back in a while. In a little while, I'm going to take my dog out for a nice.
May or may not be here. I have no clue.
Don't mention that. Don't.
Okay. If you
I'll
are,
tell
you
you another film that I quite like, or a pair of films, I suppose. Fletch and Fletch Lives. I think that's a really
No,
that
they
was,
were not.
that was
Yeah.
towards the end of his good movies.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Anyone remember Runaway with Tom Selleck that had these
Yep.
spiders that would
And Gene Simmons is the bad guy.
Gene Simmons. Oh, the one with shit, Rolling Stones. And
Start over.
now who's the lead singer of Rolling Stones? Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger.
And
Emilio Estevez.
thank you.
Runaway? Not Runaway.
Free Jack. Free
Jack. Thank
Free
you.
Jack, yeah.
That was cool.
Had Odin in it, or what's his name? That was played Odin.
Anthony Hopkins.
Silent. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you said Hannibal, I
An
would have
interesting take on religion.
Oh, look at back. He did.
Guys,
Hang on.
Oh, how that?
The Music Man's back.
It's like whack-a-mole.
Yeah, the downside of this. Hang on.
Did anyone see Phantom of the Park?
Just
Yes.
block him. He won't
Kiss
be able
movie.
to
I'm
get
gonna
in.
have to.
Yeah, the Kiss movie, exactly.
Yeah, I got it.
God, that was horrendous.
You got him blocked?
I will in a second.
Okay.
You gotta find his account.
I don't have the secondary opened here.
How about Lex?
Right. While you're doing that, I'm gonna say goodnight because it is currently 7 o'clock in the morning. I haven't gone to bed yet, and I didn't get a full night last night.
Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Take care.
good night.
I guess I should say surgical.
Okay. How about the movie Chud?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
humanoid.
I broke up a little bit there. Which movie?
Cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that, I'm going to have to start going to some of the trauma films.
They showed a thing where they ate a big fat guy.
I'm a big fan of Tromaville. Big
Yeah,
fan. Everything from Toxic Avenger to Class of Nukem High to Bloodsucking.
Sergeant Kabuki Man.
Yep.
Sergeant
NYPD.
NYPD. Fuck yeah. Thanksgiving.
How about Eat the Rich?
Eat the Rich, starring
Surf
what's his
Nazis
name?
Must
Len-
Die.
Lenny.
Oh, Surf Nazis, yeah.
Surf Nazis Must Die. Big Bad Mama. That shit was cool as fuck.
Here's an old sci-fi series, The Time Tunnel.
Yeah. It started out like Lost in Space. Good, and then it went
Irwin Allen,
downhill.
but it was in the same time period. Irwin Allen had a stretch there. You know,
Oh,
Land of
yeah.
the Giants, Lost in Space. What was some other ones he did? The TV show.
Oh, shoot.
I really hope some geek haters get a hold of the comment section.
Well,
of
this is
motherfucking
interesting.
video.
Let's see if this is who they claim.
Yeah,
No.
the
I
bad thing
guarantee
about
it's
Irwin
not.
Allen, his stuff started out really good and then went to pot. Look at it.
Hang on a second.
You knew better than that, didn't you?
Yeah, there's a that's
Land of the Giants.
I didn't expect it to be.
Drunken Dozens. Yeah, that's one of J-Dub's accounts, isn't it?
Is it? Yeah. He needs a new hobby.
He just needs a hobby.
Wait, is that actually Okay, Doug, you can.
I tried to bring up the profile, but I couldn't get it in time.
I've got it. I got it. That account has been. I've actually thrown that account out of the shuffle before, and I forget who owns it.
I would like to see some serious geek haters get a hold of the comment section of this video. I would like to read some shit. Guys are just sitting there talking about movies. They're not even watching movies. I'd like to see that shit.
Voice of the Bottom of the Sea was Irwin Allen as well.
Which one now?
Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. Irwin Allen.
Yes, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, the other Irwin Allen.
Yeah, they did a movie with. I think
it started as a theatrical
Walter
movie.
Pigeon.
Started with an theatrical movie and then went to the TV show.
Yeah, Walter Pigeon and Peter Lorre of all people was in the movie.
Oh, another one that went from movie to TV was Logan's Run.
Yeah, but the TV show was bad.
Yes, very bad.
Very bad.
The movie was awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
I would like them to do an actual Logan Run. The movie doesn't have much to do with the book.
Yeah, because in the book it was worldwide as well.
And it was age 21 was the cutoff.
Yeah, yeah.
Repo Man, we mentioned another shuffle a couple days ago.
Repo Man, there's a good cult flick for you.
Oh yeah,
oh yeah.
Fred Ward.
Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins.
Right, Remo Williams. Yes. That's the Fred Ward one.
I had a stack of those books about 3 feet high. It seemed like.
Yeah, same here.
Oh, they were awesome back in the day.
Talk about TV shows. You know when the syndicated adventure shows were really popular in the late '90s. I kept hoping they would do something like a Doc Savage show like that. I thought that would have been a good.
Ronnie Lee killed any hope of that. Or whoever did that movie.
George Powell did it actually.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
And he did When Worlds Collide.
He did The Time Machine.
Yeah. How the Mighty Have Fallen.
Well, he had it in his mind to do a camp movie. And so he did a campy movie.
So that was intentional then. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. But man, talk about miscasting. Ron Eli, I don't have too much of a problem with, but Monk, the guy that had playing Monk in that movie, man, they got a dumpy guy playing the second strongest guy in the group.
Doesn't Suicide Squad look like it's going to be a camp movie by the photos they gave out?
I'm not getting that vibe.
I mean, to me, the photos of the group picture look like it almost looked like it was going to be a musical or something.
I'm really not getting that vibe off that. I'm getting the. I don't know.
Either that or it could be like Xena or something.
Well, Xena's pretty camp.
Fishheads in the comment section brought up Jesus Christ Superstar.
I would actually like that movie.
I'd like to counter Jesus Christ Superstar with Jesus Christ Zombie Killer.
Zombie Slayer.
Yeah.
Zombie Slayer, yes.
I can't find a Mizuki person. I just had somebody request to join. That's Tire Bull.
Oh, that's who owns the Drunken Peasants account. Don't let him in, please.
Declined. Thank you.
I couldn't remember the name because I know I had thrown that account out before. That's who owns it.
Okay, disallowed.
Tyra Bull has no life. Tyra Bull has no life. You do realize that once you have 1 million World of Warcraft gold, you still don't actually have anything.
I think it's actually pronounced Terry Bull.
Oh,
Terry
on
Bull.
well, it might be. But in any case, that's not the case in UO because you can actually sell your gold in that game.
Yeah.
No, I'm just pointing out that, someone will say, I got this one. Yeah, actually, you got nothing still.
Thank you, Kevin.
Fishheads, I believe it's Jesus Christ Zombie Slayer, Zombie Killer, Zombie Hunter, Zombie Fucker. It's zombie. There's something in there. Yeah.
And Mizuki is.
So, Kazoo, which image of Suicide Squad are we looking at to look for a musical?
Well, the one that they have all the characters
They just
lined
released
up.
a new cast photo.
And the woman character has this. She has this kind of thing, a look on her face of it's
Well,
just, the whole picture looks camp.
You have to realize who that character is. That's Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
She's basically the Joker's wannabe girlfriend. And the one thing I do like is they've gone more to a roller derby type look for her. I thought that was kind of cool.
It just everything seems so contrived and like.
Well,
the reason why I mentioned Xena is because like Xena, all the outfits and all the costumes look brand new, and then they'll put something on it to try to a piece of tape. Oh, this makes it look used, and that doesn't. Everything just looks brand new and sparkly.
Well,
and,
I fully expect
whenever I see that, I think
at the
of
beginning of the movie.
Hmm?
I fully expect their costumes to look brand new and sparkly at the beginning of the movie. Because they're in jail.
It's always like inconsistent in like movies and TV. Like they never get it right. Like how many years has it been going on, and somebody's still taking care of people's yards in The Walking Dead? I mean, there's like I don't know, like Mexican zombies out there or something. Just I don't know what's going.
If you're a zombie and you're on the ride a motor or pushing a mower,
right?
Over time, the lawns just get mowed.
Yeah, there's a problem with continuity, especially over a long period of time.
The best worst movie was just mentioned in the chat.
What you wait for, though, is when you get the episode where it snows and the driveways are plowed.
Nice.
The best, the world's best worst movie was just mentioned in the chat. Rocky Horror, of course.
Ooh.
Did you ever see the awful sequel, Shock Treatment?
No.
Ooh, no.
I have not.
Oh, there was a sequel to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. They tried to actually here's where the audience will participate, but no, they didn't.
No.
Rocky Horror was kind of like a unique thing.
Yeah, you can't replicate that.
Yeah.
Hell no, and that shit can't happen on purpose. You can't make that happen.
I've got a pretty good B movie that some of y'all may have seen. It was called Split Second.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
Rutger Hauer. That was one of my favorite B movies.
Don't ring a bell. Darn it.
It was a near future. Global warming had happened, and it was the year of the Chinese Year of the Rat. And so there was a rat demon chasing a cop in future London, dealing with perpetual flooding because of global warming.
Yeah, Rutger Hauer does B so well.
He really does.
Yeah.
You know who else does
Blind Fury?
B really?
Oh yeah,
fucking
Blind
Eddie.
Fury.
That was a great movie. Where he plays a blind martial
The
arts.
one line. What are you crazy? Are you blind? Yeah.
Drunken Master.
Didn't Rutger Hauer have a partner in that?
In Blind Fury or in Split Second?
Well,
Yeah,
there was someone-
Didn't he have a
the British
partner?
cop where he's like, more chocolate?
Seemed like there was.
Because he's been
Rutger
living
Hauer
off
movie.
coffee and chocolate for the last couple of years, and finally his partner sees the rat demon and decides he wants some chocolate and more guns. Need bigger
The
guns.
partner does research on the demon or something. Yeah, that was it. Somehow he convinces Rutger Hauer that it is an actual demon thing. I think.
No, Rutger Hauer was the one who was trying to convince everyone else.
Well, there was
He
something
ran
I saw
into him.
Rutger Hauer and a partner, and the partner knew the demon's real name or history or something.
Because in Split Second, he had the young British partner. He was playing a British cop. Why Rutger Hauer's playing British, I don't know, but go figure. And he's got a young British cop as his partner, and finally the young'un sees sees the demon and finally believes him.
Okay, maybe that's when he starts doing the research or something. Oh well. Anyway.
Eddie. Fuck yeah. Hey, well, okay, Rutger Hauer's great in B movies. What about Bruce motherfucking Campbell?
Hey, he's the king of the B movies.
Oh, yeah, you ask me. Bubba Hotep.
That was so cool.
Yeah, Bubba Hotep. If you haven't seen it, man, Bruce Campbell plays an aging Elvis Presley hiding after faking his own death.
Oh, Jesus.
And
Really, dude, come on.
Wait,
you have got nothing better to do with your time, you.
He's probably fapping off to all this. Think he's so.
Yeah.
How did he get that name?
He's impersonating. You can do it.
And the black guy, I can't think of his name.
Your tweezers there.
Ossie Davis.
Yeah, he passed away a while back, and he played Kennedy, and he said, "They died me everywhere."
Ooh, here's sci-fi in camp. Here's a quote to see if anybody gets the movie. I'm here to chew
Kick ass and chew
bubble gum.
A lot of gum.
Okay, for the sake of the viewers, this happy little
Ball
corporate
out of
hangout has
gum.
just changed from link only to invite only. So fuck off.
Yeah.
That right there is one of my favorite B movies. That right there.
They Live.
They Live, and that is an awesome flick.
Oh, it was a great premise, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, people like Pillbox and Arcane think that's how life really is.
Yeah, I know.
That's not
the
an
funny
amusing
thing.
story.
Yeah. No. Another.
I like it. I like how it ended, where the control, they cut the control, and there's this guy for the girl, and
all of a
she
sudden,
looks up at him and she looks at him and screams, and he's going, "What?
What's the matter, baby?"
Yeah.
Hey, something I want to. If you get a chance to see Ex Machina, I really recommend it. I thought it was a great movie. There aren't very many actors in it, but the pace is not like this super fast actiony kind of movie, but it keeps you.
I'm okay with
it keeps you thinking. It keeps you on your toes. It was really good.
Well,
Or a slow burn movie, Contact.
Not just better one.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Better one. The one
and
with
kids, I've been thinking about going to see that film, and if it sucks, I get to kick your butt for it because I know I'll find you. You are close enough to drive to.
Another thing. The thing about this movie is have you seen The Sixth Sense?
Yep.
Okay. You know how
It's a law. You have to see The Sixth Sense. That you have to see it by law. You realize this, right?
Yeah.
It's illegal not to have seen it by our age.
The end of The Sixth Sense gives you a completely different perspective about the movie you just when you watch the rest of The Sixth Sense, right? This movie has a similar thing going on, and I'll just say that. I won't say what it is, but it has something similar where the end of the movie makes you think about the rest of the movie completely differently.
Cool.
Like The Usual Suspects.
Appleseed?
The Usual Suspects is a completely different movie the second time you watch it.
Yes. Yes, it is.
You watch it through and you're like, hey, this is a good movie. And then the very end happens, and then you go, okay, I gotta watch it again. And then you watch it again, you're like, you're seeing what he's doing, right? Yeah. I mean, and I don't care how old the movie is. I ain't giving away any spoilers. If you haven't seen it, you fucking should. Grab somebody.
By the way, for a good, long-paced, thoughtful movie and good acting, Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, Spy.
Very good.
I tried to watch it 3 times. I started it and fell asleep every time.
Shit. It's Gary Oldman, man.
I was sick during that week. I had a nasty flu, but yeah, I should try to watch that one again. And I think someone at the movie I was talking about was what movie was I just talking about? Oh, it's Sally on my head. I'm sorry.
Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, Spy.
Just before that one, though, I was talking about The Usual Suspects.
Yeah.
The Usual Suspects starring Kevin Spacey.
Love Kevin
Kaiser Soze.
I am Kaiser Soze, baby. I always think of Kaiser Soze like Spartacus, right? Like I am Spartacus, that kind of thing.
I am Spartacus.
Yeah, I am Kaiser Soze.
I am Spartacus.
I am Cornholio.
For that matter, Idiocracy. That's a movie that utterly tanked in the theater, but man, it has become genius cult.
Well, it's almost foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Office Space.
Max Headroom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The
Running Man.
series.
Did everybody know the song that Art of Noise did with Max Headroom? Paramonia?
Oh, yeah.
Every time I see your name, Para, I think of that song. Paramonia.
That was a cool song.
That song, if you play that sound backwards, Paramonia, you play it backwards, it's exactly the same thing.
Oh, an anagram.
Oh, it's a
audio
palindrome.
Palindrome. Thank you. I'll shut up.
Oh, yeah, that's a song by They Might Be Giants. I Palindrome I. So, you know, that conversation.
However, you just brought to mind Videodrome, so you're in trouble.
Ooh, that was a wicked
I'm going to mute.
I actually like that movie.
Peter Weller, wasn't it?
James Wood.
No, not Peter Weller.
Wait. So you're the one guy that liked that movie? I heard there was one out there somewhere.
Yeah, I've got a soft spot for Cronenberg.
Ooh.
Altered
I'm one of the
States.
weird ones.
Real freaky one.
Altered States. There's some freaky.
Altered States. I love that movie.
Blair
That
Brown and what's his name?
The guy that was in the Lost in Space movie.
Yeah.
Hurt.
Oh, bloody hell.
William
I
Hurt.
think his last name was Hurt.
William Hurt. William Hurt. Yeah.
My
Yeah, I saw
favorite
that one.
Indiana. Oh, my favorite Indiana Jones movie is the one that everyone hates. My favorite one was Temple of Doom.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Crystal Skull.
Oh, yeah. Everybody hates that one.
Well, okay,
okay.
I did not like Crystal Skull, but I did love seeing Indiana Jones again.
There's another one coming.
Why did they throw Short Round under the bus and not bring him back?
Well, there's a chance it will.
Why didn't they throw him under the bus quicker?
Strong
That
wind.
Yeah.
Dr. Jones lady.
Short Round was annoying.
Ugh.
Here's
The movie
an,
was so bad that I loved it.
here's an interesting sci-fi TV show that should have gone further, in my opinion. 7 Days.
7 Days wasn't bad. I mean, we're not talking Firefly here, but it wasn't bad.
No, Firefly for sure, but
Barbarella.
Oh, holy crap.
Classic.
I love that
They've
movie.
done a porn
so
version.
much.
They've done a porn parody of it now.
Of course,
That's all right.
they
They did
The effects are better.
I had the VHS, the Laserdisc, and the DVD.
Well,
Cool.
Yeah, they've
How
done a
about-
porn parody of it now, and the effects are better.
how about Flash Gordon?
Flesh Gordon. Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, gods.
Dear.
Ray
Oh, wow.
Robots.
I haven't seen that one in a while.
Doctor Jerk Off with the pasties.
Wow.
What's really cool is who played in the Flash Gordon one, Max von Sydow.
You said Flash Gordon, not Flesh Gordon, right?
Yeah, I
Okay,
said
we're
Flash.
not talking the porno. Okay.
No, not this time.
Okay.
But Max von Sydow, who played
Ming the Merciless.
thank you, was also the king in Conan the Barbarian.
He was?
Or-
Yeah, he was also
Schwarzenegger.
He was also the bad guy in Strange Brew.
Yep, and also the Dr.
Wait,
Kynes, the keeper of the change.
The king. Okay, so not the. So we're not talking the guy that turns
The
into
high
the
priest.
snake. We're
He
not
wasn't the
talking
high priest.
No.
Okay.
No, he was the king that hired Conan to steal his daughter.
Oh, okay. I got you now. I got you. I didn't even remember that character. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Great
Wait a minute,
actor.
was that
He
the first
was also
or
in
the
that
second movie?
Conan the Barbarian. He was the he was the king that gave. There comes a time when all the gold that glitters and all the jewels, you know, for the
I
love of
completely forgot
daughters.
about that character. Completely forgot about him.
Yeah. He was
Not
also
James
the
Jones.
no. He was also the library keeper or whoever in What Dreams May Come.
Ah. Well, that was a good movie.
Oh, yeah, he was.
The Exorcist.
Yes, The
Yeah.
Exorcist. Hell, shit. Yeah, thank you. Yep.
Talk about a
As a
variety.
child, Flash Gordon was probably my favorite movie. I watched that movie so many times on VHS.
I saw it in the theater, man.
I did too. I saw it 3 times in the theater.
Did you see how bad they cut it up when they got it on cable?
Oh.
They cut huge. They cut some huge pieces out of it.
Now, I watch that movie nowadays, and I'm just like, why did I like this movie so much? But I loved that movie. I still love the soundtrack.
Oh yeah, Queen did a great job, man.
Hey, Ruben, how you doing? I noticed you got there in chat. Hello, brother.
Hey, did anyone notice that the main guy in Brazil is Jack in Jumping Jack Flash?
Yes.
What? He was Arthur Dent. Not Arthur.
No, that's not Arthur. That's not Arthur. No.
The main guy in the movie Brazil, you said?
Yeah, he played
Sam Laurie in Brazil.
Yeah,
was Jack in Jumping Jack Flash.
Whoopi Goldberg movie.
Okay, but he was in the BBC miniseries. He wasn't Arthur Dent. He was the human.
Ford Prefect. No, Arthur Dent was the human.
Oh, it was Arthur Dent. Right, Ford Prefect. Bloody hell! Thank you. Too much. That was what, Kiss?
I have to look that up now.
Is it the BBC miniseries, not the movie?
Right.
Yes, but I mean I've watched it so many times that I never remember
Made that connection.
That. No, if that's Ford Prefect, he sure looked different, didn't he?
No, Arthur Dent. Sorry. It
seems less like him now, but I got to see that now.
In the increasingly misnamed Hitchhiker trilogy.
Yep.
5 books now. 5 books.
I think it's 6. I think it's 6 now.
No, it was 5.
Because they released a new one just a few years ago with someone else completed the book he was working on when he died.
I haven't seen that one then. Because the last I heard,
I think it's called And Another Thing.
The last I had heard, they did up with So Long and Thanks for All the Fish.
Well, then there's 2 more after that, and I think the most recent one is And Another Thing.
I like that title.
Let's see.
Well, the character from the person who played Arthur Dent played someone named Arrest Official on Brazil.
Simon.
It doesn't show him as playing Sam Laurie.
Okay, Simon Jones is the actor. I'm looking for. Where's Brazil? That is Arrest Officer. Bloody hell. Sorry, I'm remembering the wrong... Because he was talking to Angela Lansbury as she was getting her face stretched.
That's a wonderful statement.
That wasn't Angela Lansbury.
No, sorry. Yes, Catherine Hellman.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Bloody
and it's
hell.
Jonathan Pryce that played Sam Laurie.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, Pryce.
Bad guy from a good Bond flick.
It's funny, you talk about somebody getting their face stretched, and the first thing that comes to mind is First Wives Club.
Ooh.
I see what you did there.
That's another good back with Jonathan Pryce.
Didn't he also do Infinity commercials for a while?
I believe so, yes.
He's in Game of Thrones right at the moment.
Of course, I left the dog out and immediately he's barking.
Of course.
Why? Because he's trying to get her attention because he wants her to go. He wants her to go out with him. Tough
Dogs barking can't fly without umbrella.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a good movie. Whoopi Goldberg, there for a while. It seemed like she was cranking out some movies, and they were pretty good.
They were, and then she just stopped, and now she just does talk shows. You know? I kind of wonder. I'd like to see her do some sort of acting again sometime, but I wonder how she'd do now.
Yeah, and the one where she was a thief.
Burglar? Was that it?
Burglar.
No, is that the right name? Okay.
Yeah, Burglar. Had Bob Goldthwait in it.
Yeah.
Bobcat Goldthwait. Yeah.
Bobcat Goldthwait.
He did a stand-up show not too long ago. That was hilarious.
Was he still in his mode where he was kind of like this? No. Did he do that?
No, he was in full storytelling mode.
Oh dear.
He'd abandoned that character and he was just in storytelling mode, and it was good.
Cool.
Cool.
I don't know. Sounds like.
And he actually brought up my hometown.
Does anybody
I grew up in
remember
Lubbock,
it?
Texas, and many years ago, he was doing a college tour and went through Texas Tech. It was a Sunday when he had his show, and earlier that day, the Red Raider, the mascot, rode the horse into the stands and broke the horse's neck, killed the horse.
Dope.
Yeah, obviously it was a mistake. It wasn't on purpose, but Bobcat does not know when it's too soon. That night, he made jokes about that.
Mm.
And he ended up telling a story about how that worked out for him on this stand-up he did. Yeah, it didn't work out. Here, it didn't work out so well for me.
Mm.
Sounds like something Henry Rollins would do.
Does anybody remember a movie called The Race?
Yes.
The Race? Yeah, Charlie Sheen.
Yeah. And lady?
I don't remember who the female lead was. I remember that, what's his name? Richie Cunningham's brother was in it.
Clint Howard.
God. Clint Howard. I was blanking on his name. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Randy Quaid was in it too.
Oh, come on. Richie Cunningham's brother.
I was blanking.
It's Opie's brother.
Hey, I'm young enough. Happy Days is the thing for me.
Hey, yeah, I watched Happy Days religiously. I had a crush on Joni. Yep. Who didn't? Sherry Lynn Fenn. I think it was her first movie, or very soon to it.
Here's an underappreciated movie, in my opinion. The January Man.
Mm.
Kevin Kline. Oh God, Professor Snape.
Oh.
All right. Well, I'm gonna head to bed here, even.
All right, we'll catch you later, man.
Take care.
Good night.
It's good
Have
having
a
you, man.
good night. Chicken butt?
Headless chicken.
Headless chicken. Yeah.
Yeah, he is the answer to a chicken zombie apocalypse.
Hey, anyone remember the Jazzercise from the 80s, and they always started it with this acid trip looking effect on people?
Oh God.
I have to say no.
I do.
Actually, now looking at the time, we are way the fuck into overtime. We should actually consider wrapping this up fairly quick.
Well, actually,
we're just talking pop culture, man. We can pick this
Saran
up anytime.
Saran wrap or aluminum foil?
Depends. Are we putting it on the grill?
Parchment paper.
I'll go Tupperware.
Do you know they guarantee the containers for life, but not the lids?
It's an odd thing.
No, they know you'll
You
lose
know,
them.
containers for life sounds like some sort of like rally. Oh shoot! Never mind.
Getting to be that era, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing it for the past hour, I think.
Yeah, y'all take care. I'm gonna go ahead and head on out too. It's getting pretty late.
Hey,
All right.
good to see you.
Good night.
Y'all have a good. I'm gonna go ahead and take off too.
Okay, I called that right in
Good
terms
night,
of the
folks.
winding down.
Oh, you want to talk about cult classics? How about Tank Girl?
Oh yeah,
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Malcolm
Our
McDowell
Cat Girl.
actually put in his own money to make that to get that to make that movie and take that part.
Really?
Take that fall.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Interesting that he actually looks cooler when he got older, around that age. He looked cooler than he did when he was younger.
Who was that?
Yeah, he didn't look
Malcolm
McDowell.
Hmm.
He wasn't nearly. He didn't look nearly as good for A Clockwork Orange as he did in, say, the later Wing Commander games.
Nah, even better in Cat People.
Never
With
even heard of that one.
Nastasia Kinitsky.
Who?
Oh yeah, Cat People. He and she are, spoiler alert, human Panther
Oh
Like
fuck!
her
I
boat.
have seen that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember renting that from like Blockbuster a billion fucking years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. The one guaranteed thing with Malcolm McDowell, it's going to be an interesting movie one way or another.
Not necessarily interesting in a good way, but yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, have you seen Falling Down?
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Love that movie.
I had problems with it, to say the least. But yeah, it was. I did enjoy it.
Was it what the problems were? Was it what were the problems?
Wait, which one was it? Hang on, I might be switching movies in my head again.
That's the one where the dude has a pretty bad day.
Oh no, I love that one. Never mind. I was thinking, what's the one with the two worlds with different gravities? Upside Down, I think, or something.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking of something else. Never mind. But yeah, Falling Down was great. I've got a lot of things since the stroke that get reversed in my head right now, and still rebuilding my connections.
Yeah, that's. I thought this room might really be helping that.
I was hoping, yeah, but there's still. I'm really the connections that are really screwed up. They're really screwed up. Like that one there, because Falling Down was my favorite movie for years.
Well, you're
Normally, I
rebuilding
don't-
by remembering.
What's that?
Sorry, you're rebuilding by remembering.
Yeah.
Sorry, go.
Yeah,
Shadow.
right. Normally, I'm not much for this kind of conversation, but I was like, "Oh, this is perfect for Shadow."
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that. Shit. You know, normally when nobody's had a stroke recently, this is just kind of it's kind of just self-indulgent bullshit, right?
Yeah, and in this case,
Right.
it's-
But
yeah.
this is different, man. We're all banding together to help our homies. So yeah. That's all good.
rebuilding some of those neurons, and it's starting to make me
And
tired
if
and give
I
me a
can
headache.
actually be self-indulgent while helping a fellow human being, okay, I'll take that.
Well, in this case, after a point, it literally starts giving me a headache.
Well, you know.
But that's
Enough-
technically a
enough.
good thing.
Oh, well, good.
Well, it's like when you work your muscles. If there's no
Yeah.
pain, in some sense, yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing it wrong.
Yeah, and after a while, it starts to actually physically ache, and it gets interesting. But this is just the neurons getting active up there and going, yeah. And hopefully,
And hell, if worse
reforming
comes to worse, you might realize that you've actually lost some memory. You might get to find some movies you could go and watch and enjoy again.
That too, man. Yeah. No, there was one that was pointed out the other day, and I'm like, I know I've seen it. I don't remember a fucking thing that happened during it, but I know that I've seen it. And I'm like, fuck, I'll have to rewatch it. Blacklist, actually, that was.
Did anybody notice out in the comment section out there in the chat that Reuven called me? What did he call me? An uncultured. Where is it? I don't know of anyone that can rile Reuven the way I can.
Yeah, well, I invited him to join.
You piece of uncultured garbage.
Yep.
I was one day I was like J.R. Who, Lord of the Rings. I was like, just not like, I don't know what I just refused to accept anything he was saying, and he would just started freaking out. Like it pissed him off so bad.
Yeah, okay.
J.R.
Yellow
Pumpkin
troll is
stuff.
troll.
What's that?
J.R.
Yellow troll is troll.
Oh yeah, totally. But it worked. And so now I can really I don't really have to say much to him. Just pretty much hello, and he calls me uncultured.
No. the problem is that he's not saying anything that's not accurate.
Mm-mm. Yeah, no, that's why I don't mind. I certainly ain't gonna argue it. That's
Yeah, pretty much.
But I love riling him up, man. I love poking at him with a stick.
Well, if you gotta poke at somebody with a stick, you might as well be consistent.
Yeah, and I got to do those 3 recordings this week.
We're not alive anymore, are we?
Oh, we are.
Oh shit.
Sorry.
Well, just remember one thing, Jello.
We will be for approximately 3 more minutes from the looks of it.
Oh.
I didn't really mean to brag about trolling fucking.
No, it's okay.
I'm sorry. No, I meant to Reuven.
I don't think he gives a shit.
Of course he does.
And if he isn't on mic, I don't care if he gives a shit or not.
No, Ruben's a cool man. It's beneath him, but doesn't mean it's not worth fucking with.
That's all good. And we still have 8 viewers for some reason. Good grief.
I'm
At that
probably
point
one
in the
of them.
evening.
I'm one of them.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look at me. I'm not on there.
If we only have 3 viewers, it's probably the 3 of us.
No, it's not. No, we got 8 in queue right now apparently. And it looks like we still have Fishhead in there. King 9. Somebody called Harry Talbot that I'm not sure if I've ran across before. And I'm willing to guess we still have King 9 and most likely my favorite Wiccan.
And did you invite them all in?
No, I did not.
You could.
Nah. King 9's never shown any interest in coming in one, nor has Bass. So, actually, I think Bass might have once. I don't know. Anyway, let me get back to the bottom here. Yoink.
It might be different when we go off air, though.
Yeah, well, it'll be different when we go off air because people will start dropping. That's the way it usually goes. And we are now at roughly 3:30. Any final words in the last 10 seconds?
Penis.
Nah.
Already been covered.
Lady Elaine.
If you're going to do it, make sure it's loud.
Okay, sounds like a plan. And on that note, let's take this sucker offline. And I didn't think Bass had a mic. Anyway, I will catch y'all later. Thanks for joining us for this Insomnia Shuffle, and we will be having more upcoming, of course. Usually when we do our shuffles, they usually start around about 10 p.m. I run them when I have insomnia, so there is no real schedule. Also, we are occasionally doing some during the day. The ones that happen during the day are generally listed as lurker shuffles, and these are when I'm bored out of my fucking skull and want to be entertained. And unfortunately, courtesy of the stroke and me having to rebuild connections in the old noggin, I've been trying to work on paying attention to other people talk about shit I don't care about. So I've been running them for like 12 hours and inviting people like Redline to talk about cars. And on that note, we're going to cut this thing, and I will catch y'all later. And keep in mind, next Sunday, I'm going to be participating on the fundraiser, the Mayhem and Madness charity event. Please tune into that as well if you get the opportunity.
And donate.
Oh, yeah. And actually, future shuffles this week, I'll probably be putting the donate link in there, try to see if we can get a head start on this shit. Anyway, y'all have a good one.